हेलो भारती भाई, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम। जोल भाई, यो उठी उठी, जल्दी जल्दी क्वेस्ट। यस यो आदित्य भाई। भाई डिस्कॉर्ड में देखना, क्वेस्ट है, क्वेस्ट बोल रहा है, कोड है, ठीक है। उस कोड से तुम्हें यूजीसी मोड का करेंसी मिलेगा। आई एम नॉट 100% श्योर, बट मैंने कुछ पोस्ट देखा कि यूजीसी करेंसी ओनली तुम रियल मनी से परचेस कर सकते हो। तो इट्स अ गुड थिंग। एक पुल मिलेगा, इट इज पॉइंटलेस बट एटलीस्ट वन पुल। रुको एक सेकंड, ये स्ट्रीम का बफर का सही तो है। रुको गाइस एक मिनट जरा। चलो ये वाले कनेक्शन पे अगर हगना स्टार्ट किया तो फिर स्विच कर लेंगे। टाइम वेस्ट ना करते हुए सीधा क्वेस्ट की तरफ चलते हैं। क्वेस्ट बहुत अच्छा है, एंजॉय इट विथ टाइम। यस वही करने वाले हैं। जो सूर्यकांत भाई कैसे हो भाई? कैसे क्या ही बोलूं मैं, मेरा सही बोलना भी गलत होता है। पता नहीं साला पूरे साल कुछ ना कुछ बीमारी लगी रहती है। यो रियाज भाई, क्या हाल चाल? यो टोटियालगा खत्म नहीं हुआ क्या वेस्ट? मैं तुम्हारी तरह ऑफ स्ट्रीम एकदम बैठ के पूरा नहीं कर रहा हूँ ना, मैं ऑन स्ट्रीम कर रहा हूँ। कल समनिंग हुए, फिर टेस्टिंग हुआ, उसके बाद वो कैरेक्टर बिल्ड हुआ, फिर उल भाई के अकाउंट में भी ट्राई हुआ, उसके बाद जाके क्वेस्ट करा मैंने। एंड मेरा तबीयत ऑलरेडी खराब हो रहा है, तो मेरे को सोना भी था 11 बजे, बट स्टिल वो 11:30 तक क्वेस्ट चला। एंड सोते सोते मेरे को 12 12:30 हो गया, क्योंकि इंस्टेंटली नींद नहीं आती है, तो टाइम लगता है ना। एंड ऑफ स्ट्रीम करना नहीं, ऑफ स्ट्रीम करना होता तो मैं कल स्ट्रीम से पहले निपटा चुका होता। कीपॉड पावर क्रिप में प्रीमोस मिलते हैं क्या? लाइक इवन लिटिल बिट, पता नहीं, मैंने अब तक उतना देखा नहीं है, तब नॉट श्योर। पहले 80 पे 210 था, 16 71 पे 209 है विथ 1721 अटैक। विच अर्ले इज बेटर? 75 209। एक सेकंड, एक सेकंड, तुम्हारा सीआरसीटी दोनों कैसे गिर गया? हल्का सा अटैक बढ़ा है, बट हाँ उस पे 100 अटैक पे फर्क तो दिखेगा। मैं खेला नहीं, मेरा तबीयत सही है अभी। रीजन कहीं घूमने जाना था ना अभी। भाई तबीयत का तो पूछो ही मत।
It's a relief to see you all made it back in one piece.
Huh? Feels like there's quite a few people missing. Where's Flint's and the others? And what about Nefer?
I returned ahead of them. Flint is helping Ino and Anefa to set up the decoys and buy us some time. As for Miss Nefer...
Boss is still wrapping things up on her end. She sent us back to fill you all in on the top secret intel we've been getting.
I see. Then
मैं
let's
ज्यादा
get right
चैट
into
नहीं
it.
पढ़ूंगा, ठीक है? बीच बीच में पढ़ूंगा बहुत, क्योंकि मुझे
Who
क्वेस्ट
do
पे
we
ध्यान
have
देना है।
here?
Greetings. I was invited here to help as a longtime Tea Party companion of Columbina's.
Surely it can't be.
Those eyes. Oh, where have I seen them before? Wait, of course. In those memories we just saw.
The Crimson Moon
The only
Dynasty.
Arlecchino I know is the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers. So either you share a pretty uncommon name, or you are more than just a tea...
You are well informed, Grandmaster. A man from Mondstadt living all the way out here in Nodcry, and yet the people and affairs of Snezhnaya seem to hold a special place in your heart.
Oh, the feeling's mutual. Sounds like you know all about who I am, too.
A Fatui harbinger.
भाई इसका क्या कहते हैं, वारका का एटीट्यूड काइंड ऑफ इत्तो और आयाटो का मिक्स है।
Harbingers, even at a time like this.
I must admit, though, I'm a little curious. Seeing as the moon goddess no longer belongs to the Fatui, what makes you so willing to put your neck on the line here?
Nor does Nodcry belong to Mondstadt, Mr. Varka. Yet still, things don't always have to have a tangible payoff. Sometimes, stopping things from spiraling out of control is a higher priority than chasing the spoils of victory. Of course, I can't say there's nothing in it for me at all. But that's between Columbina and myself.
Forgive me. I don't mean to doubt you. It's just that the Fatui really have been the source of many of our trouble. We have our own way of doing things here in Notcry. But ever since they arrived, the Fatui have treated us with nothing but hostility.
I know there's been a lot of bad blood between us in the past. I've done my utmost to avoid friction whenever I could. But sometimes fundamental conflicts of interest simply can't be settled. That's why I'm here solely in a personal capacity. This has nothing to do with the Fatui. As a gesture of good faith, I'll be frank. I can help Columbina track down the iridescent moon's marrow, which will help her restore more of her power. Anyway, what else is on the agenda?
She says she'll be frank, then completely skips over the details. Looks like she doesn't want to give away too many secrets, but she clearly wants to change the subject. It'd be awkward if I tried to bring it up again now. I guess we'll just have to go along with it. She's the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers, after all. One look.
Well, since Miss Arlecchino sounds confident in her ability to handle that, we'll proceed to the next topic. Yehoda, time to share that top-secret intel.
Alright, listen up everyone. First, we now know that Rerir was originally a Conrian secret agent whose primary mission was to hunt down and assassinate the so-called Dregs of the Crimson...
The Dregs of the Crimson Moon?
Mm-hmm. In the memories, there was a lot of talk about the Crimson Moon and Eclipse, and a whole bunch of other stuff from the time of Conria.
To my knowledge, those were the names of two different Conrian dynasties. Long, long ago, it is said that the people of Conria worshipped the Crimson Moon, drawing a mysterious power from its reflect. But one day, a coup saw the Crimson Moon eclipsed. Hence the name of the new dynasty that replaced it, and how it became the new emblem of...
Still, long after the Crimson Moon dynasty had fallen, the last ruler of the Eclipse dynasty, the Vinster King, still coveted the secrets it left behind. So, he sent the Rehir of Solnari to secretly hunt down the Crimson Moon's few remaining followers. In those days, Rerir showed no signs of madness. In fact, he was as normal as any other person. Oh, and he had a fiancé. What's the matter?
बर्ड स्मॉलर का समझ में आया। टलिंडिस का भी तो डायरेक्ट देखा, रायन डॉटर के साथ इसका लफड़ा गया है, वो रिवील होना बाकी है।
Interesting. Anything else? What about this would-be fiancé of his? Do we know anything about her?
Well, she was a researcher at the Universitas Magistrorum, but it felt like...
Oh, and one more thing. For some reason, Rerir's fragment also contained some of Thelindis' memories.
Well, no shortage of potential leads, I'll give you that. In any case, it sounds like we can conclude that while Thelindis was still around, Rerir appeared to be lucid and quite normal. Thelindis, it seems, must have been the one thing in this world that he couldn't let go of. Tell me, though, were these pure-blood Conrians we're talking about here?
Why do you need to know that? Hold on. If she was a pure-blood Conrian... Oh yeah, just like how it was with the captain.
If we could somehow find her, do you think there's any chance
It's possible, but it would take a miracle. We can't pin all our hopes on that. That merchant who never knows, Dori Sangama Bay. Maybe we could hire her.
All right, then. Let's keep working in our separate teams. Traveler, Paimon, Kutar, and Miss Arlecchino will go look for the iridescent moon. As for the others...
On the way over here, I noticed that the Wild Hunt monsters had grown even more frenzied in their search for Kutar. At this rate, the people living here will be in grave danger too. So I'm thinking of gathering together some of our followers,
I'll head back to the curatorium and meet up with the boss.
Feels good knowing we've all got something to be getting on with. Given that the Wild Hunt has been a lot more active lately, the Lightkeepers have likely begun their own operations too. If that is the case, someone will need to pass the news on to Flint. I'll hold the fort for now. Then discuss our next move with Flint's, Ino, and Anefa when they get back.
Alright then.
Well, the clock's ticking. If that's everything, we'll be on our way.
We'd better get moving too. We'll try to buy you as much time as we can.
Relax. Just do your thing. Now, I decided to call in some backup since things are getting so hairy. Our reinforcements should be here any minute. Stay safe, everyone.
We're back. Did we?
A tad late. The others have already set off. To summarize, our resident moon goddess has found us a new ally. And Boss Nefer has everything going smoothly on your...
Not great. I don't know how long we can stall them for. The decoys are getting taken out way faster than we... I'm gonna make some more later, but I need a timeout first. I'm so tired. Oh, right! Inefa, could you fill in Uncle Varka on what we just discussed with...
Sure. Uncle Varka, you previously told us about how when you went to investigate a source of the Wild Hunt in Amsfart, but according to Flint's intel, several outbreaks of the Wild Hunt had already occurred in Notcry in the period leading up to that. That was before Rerir had regained his body, when he was far from regaining his full strength. In other words, in theory at least, he still lacked the means to act in two places.
Flint's. With everything that's been happening, the Lightkeepers across Notcry are rallying to fight back against the Wild Hunt. I know, I'm sure you're capable of coming up with something far more effective than decoys. But for now, you should stay here, and Efa and I will head back over to Amsfartnir to see if there's anything I missed.
I told you Uncle Varka would say that, didn't I? A deal's a deal. Not a word about my snack intake for the next...
Database updated. Reliability of Ino's predictions increased.
What does that mean?
They were betting on how you'd respond after hearing their intel.
It's the obvious choice, isn't it? That's hardly worth betting on.
We already decided that Anefa should go investigate the
manner?
situation over at
weapon manner to
Amsfartnir on
crazy.
her own. You might as well stay here and keep watch. Someone needs to hang back and oversee our strategy meetings. And besides, you still haven't fully recovered from ambushing Rerir.
So I've ended up with the easiest assignment. Well, I appreciate it, everyone. See...
भाई ये ड्राइंग्स बहुत प्यारे हैं जो मेरे सब काउंट के नीचे है नेक्स्ट वेपन मैनर इज वेपन राइडर जंगली सिग्नेचर ये वाले फारका के ड्राइंग्स है हो भी सकता है I know drawing that makes perfect
Here,
sense.
this will serve as a good spot to cross over.
Arlecchino, hold up a second. Since you brought us all this way, would you mind telling us? But we still haven't got the slightest idea what's going on here. And if even Columbina doesn't know where the iridescent moon's marrow is...
Simple. Because I am an inheritor of the royal bloodline of the Crimson Moon. And one of the last surviving embers of the Two Worlds Flames.
Huh? Are you serious? Isn't... you're a descendant of that Crimson Moon dynasty we were just talking about? The one from...
Your surprise is understandable. I was also taken aback when I first learned of it. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized. The signs had been... When I was young, I discovered I could wield a very special kind of fire. It coursed like blood through my veins and smoldered away inside my nerves. What's more, whenever I experienced strong bursts of emotion or drew too deeply on this power, it was like some kind of presence within the fire would begin to gnaw away at me, consuming me from the inside out. Exactly. That is why my hands are like this, too. At first, I saw it only as a curse, but once I became a harbinger, the jester apprised me of the truth. Together with my own investigations over the past few years, there are several things that I have gradually come to For instance, take the so-called Crimson Moon. In truth, it is nothing more than the shattered remnants of the iridescent moon, fused with the abyss to prolong its lifespan. Since this blood flame was bestowed upon me by the Crimson Moon, it is a fusion of the iridescent moon's former power and the corruption of the abyss. You all understand the nature of the abyss well enough. I draw upon its power, and in return, it hungers for my soul. This strange blackness is the mark of corruption it has left behind.
If I recall correctly, you once told me that if the corruption ever made it to your heart, you'd become a completely different...
Yes, and that's the reason I'm always careful not to push my power too far. It's essentially a never-ending tug of war.
Okay, तो अर्लेकिनो का पूरा स्टोरी भी उसके क्वेस्ट में रिवील नहीं होता, अब जाके
The
हो
rest
गए।
of my story
I mean,
can
सबसे
wait.
इम्पोर्टेंट लोर
Is
तो
there anything else
अर्लेकिनो का
about the Crimson
आज
Moon or the
जाके रिवील हो
iridescent
रहा है,
moon that you are
उसके
unclear
क्वेस्ट में कुछ
about?
भी नहीं था। विंटर किंग कौन है? वो था खानरिया का किंग।
Paimon has a question. So, the crimson moon that the Karians used to worship was actually the iridescent moon, right? Which was one of the three moons. Does that mean that the Karians were to the crimson moon as the frost moon scions are to the...
So much of that history has been lost. We have no way of knowing exactly what they were like, but I would suspect that the Conrians weren't as devout in their moon worship as it might appear. The iridescent moon's remains simply served as their link to the abyss. Later on, perhaps someone discovered a way to make direct contact with the abyss. Or maybe there was some kind of ideological divide. Either way, a dissenting faction staged a coup and drove out the royal heirs of the Crimson Moon. Still, even with the dark sun looming high overhead, the Crimson Moon's glow never truly faded. If you want living proof...
The first time we met, I sensed something familiar when I looked at you. I felt I could see that mysterious red moon in the corner of my eye. In your flames, I saw its broken image, surrounded by a strange black...
Well, I appreciate that you kept it to yourself. Much about the Crimson Moon is still a mystery, and I'd prefer not to end up as the object of an insane research Anyway, time is against us here, so if there's any other questions, they'll have to wait. I just want to make sure I've got one thing straight. In her letter, Sandrone mentioned that since you are unable to contain the iridescent moon's marrow yourself, you intend to leave it in my custody.
That's right. For now. It's the only way I can pay you back for... The iridescent moon is already part of who you are. So with its marrow in your possession, you'll be even more powerful.
Deal. Then let's get started.
Get what started? What does this place have to do with the Crimson Moon?
When I first became a harbinger, the jester gave me a book called Harry, also known as Leobronto
रिव्यू कर दोगे?
Innamorato.
एक्सपीरियंस भाई कल कर दूंगा, कल या परसों ये क्वेस्ट खत्म कर लूं मैं।
You should be able to buy a
आज भी
copy
शायद
next time
खत्म
you're
नहीं
in
कर पाऊंगा।
Fontaine. It's a love story set in the Crimson Moon era, but setting aside the tangled romances of its characters. In the Crimson Moon era, or so the story goes, there was an orphanage that received children from beyond the bounds of this world, and
Beyond the bounds of this world? For real?
The Crimson Moon sages looked beyond this world for beings with powers that surpassed the gods. But fearing they might lose control, they subjected these children to a process of... They made these children crawl up a fireplace and kept asking them, "Have you died? Did you see it?" Until they finally admitted to having died and seen a crimson moon. The adults embraced the children who passed the ritual, telling them, "Within the fireplace, you have traversed the flames between two worlds. Here and now, you are born." The book leaves much unsaid. But I suspect that this was their way of branding the children they had enrolled, leaving an indelible mark upon them so that they would forever live in the Crimson Moon's.
That explains why I can't sense the Crimson Moon's marrow in this world. It makes sense that it would be sealed in a special space that can only be accessed temporarily through some kind of...
There's no fireplace here. Do you see a chimney anywhere? Oh, are we supposed...
That won't be necessary. The fireplace is purely symbolic.
Yes.
The key to the ritual is crossing the flames between two worlds. In other words, the flames that burn with those burned away by such flames leave behind a kind of ghostly afterimage in the world. In the days of Conria, people believed they could be used to bridge the gap between the two worlds of life and death. In short, I can open a passage to that. The catch is I'll need to stay on this side to keep the passage open. So I won't be able to come with you. Once you're inside, you'll have... Very well. Then
Traveler, spare me a little more moonlight if you would.
सितलाली ने देख लिया ना, बहुत मारेगी.
I feel like I've recovered some of my strength now.
Mistress of the seven hues of ages past, great mother of the present, crimson-clad sovereign of the two realms, by fire severed, by fire renewed, I offer myself now and beseech your descent.
Oh, भाई. अच्छा करा यार, ये एक्चुअली अच्छा करा है. दिस इज व्हाट वी डिजर्व्ड इन अर्लेगिनो स्टोरी क्वेस्ट, बट हमें नहीं मिला था अर्लेगिनो का स्टोरी क्वेस्ट में. फाइनली वी आर गेटिंग अर्लेगिनोस लोर. ये एक्चुअली बहुत सही करा है. यहाँ पे काइंड ऑफ अर्लेगिनो का असली पावर पता चल रहा है.
No matter what voices you...
Got it!
I sense a sinister gloom inside. But also, I feel that I am about to meet an old friend who has changed beyond all recognition.
एक स्कर्क का भी ऐसे क्वेस्ट आना चाहिए. स्कर्क के स्टोरी क्वेस्ट में पता चला था, बट इस लेवल का कुछ पता चलना चाहिए हमें. सोच रहा हूँ फॉरेनर वेपन सेलेक्ट कर लूँ, 50-50 लूज करो तो नफर को वेपन मिल जाए. रिवर्स साइकोलॉजी. बट अगर तुम जीत गए तो अगर इनफ पुल्स नहीं है फिर तो कर ही सकते हो, बट वही सीन है. बट अब अगर विन हो गया तो R2 हो जाएगा. R2 अच्छा ऑलरेडी है, फिर मत करो, फिर पुल ही मत करो. थोड़ा सा मैं बोलूँगा ट्राई कर सकते हो, जस्ट फॉर दी 4-star कैटलिस्ट. Okay.
Wait, why are you? You have crossed over from another world, transcended fate itself. I have no right to.
So मैं बोलूँगा 4-star वेपन निकालो, वेपन बैनर से पॉसिबल थोड़े से पुल करके, बट 5-star मत निकालो. It could be risk.
At the abyss? It's practically filled the entire place.
What a tragic sight. Fragments of your broken body, seized by the abyss and hung up aloft like mummified remains. Iridescent moon. Was this truly...
Careful! There's something spooky about this place. Feels like something... Paimon's right behind you. Whatever you do, don't run.
Merciless.
By the way, Columbina, didn't you tell us that the iridescent moon had shattered into pieces? The moon up there looks pretty whole to Paimon. How is that possible?
Merciless. Just like I thought. It was only a facade.
जैसे यहाँ पे एक सेकंड
Delve into destiny.
Merciless.
I don't want to fight them, but कहीं chest west now. पता नहीं होता है ना कहाँ पे चेस्ट छुपा के रखा होगा उन्होंने. Oh, okay. Yeah, बस.
A dash of frosting! Yeah! Yeah!
Fearless.
So, iridescent moon is the crimson moon. Damn. Actually, now that makes sense. मैं कुछ दिन पहले सोच रहा था, मतलब 3 moon goddesses है, फिर ये crimson moon कहाँ से आया?
Huh? For real? That's way too high. There's no way.
No. I'm not sensing anything. It's coming from under the mountain.
Let's see. Ah! There's some kind of weird. Wait.
Okay, ये खानिया वाला mechanism
Looks
था
like a
ना? Sorry, खानिया बोल रहा हूँ. Chasm वाला mechanism, I think. मैंने तो कल ही बता दिया भाई. आप सिल्कन मून लोमा को दे दो, इंस्ट्रक्टर आयनो को और याओ याओ को डीप को. कल भी पूछा था आपने, कल भी मैंने यही बताया था.
Looks like a device from the time of Kalia. Maybe people
FR को
once
अपन
came
वेरे
here
सा
to
पे
study the
नहीं.
Crimson Moon's domain.
I mean
And they
CD
left
के
this
लिए यूज
behind.
कर सकते हो, बट
If we
उतना अच्छा नहीं होगा
activate it,
क्योंकि उसका
we might
बेस
find
अटैक
some
भी लो है.
clues.
ओके चलो, हमें कुछ नहीं करना है, बस टैप करना है. गुड.
Hey, look at that! Do you think these mechanisms might be the key to unlocking the secret?
Thelindis, we'll leave the rest of the research in your hands. We'll be heading back now.
ओके.
I hope this isn't ruining date night. Mind your own business.
हाँ,
Just
वैसे ये
leave
भी
me some
जानना है मुझे,
snacks on the
इसकी
table.
आंखें क्यों मून की तरह है.
The Lindis? Is that Rear's girlfriend? How come we're hearing her voice here? Oh yeah. So, do you think she was studying?
The abyss has made this space extremely unstable.
एफआर के टीम में
Maybe
हाइड्रो और
that's why some
डेंड्रो
of the
रखो.
things she said
शिनोबू
indeed
का
were
कोई काम
preserved
नहीं है उस
here.
टीम में.
Whenever I see this view, it takes me back to a poem, Waning Moon. Oh, lifeless damsel, weeping on the mountain crest. For me, of all people, to be here investigating the
Yo, Sudhanshu
mysteries
bhai.
of the crim.
मुझे फालतू का बैटल नहीं करना है.
Merciless.
ओके.
Oh, looks like the abyss has messed up this mechanism. We need to find a way to get it working again. Let's see if there are any other devices nearby.
मुझे लगा बैटल होगा. Come on.
A dash of frosting!
Annihilate.
मैं बस सच बताऊं ना, यहाँ पे जिस हार्बिंजर को होना चाहिए था वो होना चाहिए था
I see.
कैप्टन को, मजा आता।
So the moon marrow, or rather the power of the three moons, is the key to unlocking. If it really does exist, then maybe this madness can finally be put to an end. Fearless.
हो गई। ये अब कहाँ से अनलॉक होगा?
Take cover behind the rocks!
Fearless.
वाह, ट्रैवलर ने खुद प्यूरिफाई कर दिया और वहां पे अलग मैकेनिज्म लाना पड़ा। वाह भाई वाह, कोई सेंस हुआ इस बात का?
With the abyss inhibitors in place, I should be able to access the chamber with the moon marrow.
दूसरे को होना चाहिए था इंस्टेड ऑफ सैंड्रोन। हाँ एक्चुअली अगर वो होता, मतलब टॉप 3 में,
Oh,
वैसे
Reverie,
टॉप 3 तो एक है,
with every step you take, you're drifting further
बट
from
वो या
what you
कैप्टन
truly
में से कोई
desire.
होता तो रेडिट को अच्छा
But you're
खासा
not the
टक्कर
root
दे
of the
सकता था।
problem.
सैंड्रोन
since
का
that
प्रॉब्लम
outsider
ये है
set foot in
कि
Conria,
वो जितना खुद को
The
स्मार्ट
Vinster
समझते उतना
King
है
has
नहीं।
sunken deeper into madness. If
ना वो
only
उतनी
I could
स्ट्रांग है,
get my...
ना उतना आईक्यू है, बट नॉट दैट मच।
Hey look! The moon's reflection is back to normal! Elendis' voice mentioned a chamber with the moon marrow. Do you think maybe it's hidden in the moon's reflection?
It must be. For within it, I sense the fragile aura of a...
Then there's no time to lose! Let's go!
Fearless.
Enter the moon reflection. ओके, पानी के ऊपर चल सकते। ओह भाई,
These things are so creepy! Looks like we'll have to destroy them if we want to get to the iridescent moon's marrow! That must be the iridescent moon's marrow! We'll need to destroy these things before we can reach it!
हो गया। ये देख के मेरा थोड़ा सा पार्टी बदलने का मन कर गया, क्योंकि मुझे लग रहा है मुझे किसी भी कैरेक्टर से हो जाएगा। हाँ, मैं वही कैरेक्टर ले रहा हूँ जो सरवाइव कर पाएगी आराम से। बस यही करना है। मुझे लगा वहां पे डैमेज पड़ेगा कोरोशन टाइप, फिर मैं फालतू का ये टीम लेके आया भाई। ओ भाई, ये मैंने कभी देखा ही नहीं डिया का ये वाला। अनलॉक तो करा था, कितना मस्त लग रहा है। हैं? बोस से पेल दो ना, बात तो सही थी, बट छोड़ो है।
Fearless. Shower me with prey! Off to the freezer! Hang in there! We're so close!
एक सेकंड, ये फुरीना के पिछले या किससे लड़ने गए थे?
Fearless.
ये आलसी इंसान, it is what it is. ओके, ये भी करप्टेड है। हाँ, वैसे ट्रैवलर तो इंस्टेंटली प्यूरिफाई कर
The
सकता है।
iridescent moon's marrow, still burning away like an undying flame, yet now contaminated by the abyss. If we can purify the abyssal power with
Of course, leave it to traveler. ये एक ही काम तो है जो कि बहुत इजीली कर लेता है ये। The natural counter of abyss.
It's so cold. Is it you? Huh? At long last, I can see you once more. Our fates have crossed, and I am finally free. I'm sorry. I lied to
इंटरेस्टिंग
you.
गेम लग रहा है।
Even knowing
एक
what
बात
was
बताना,
come,
डायमेंसिटी
I
720
still
FPS
couldn't
में
let
ये
go
गेम
of the
चल
fear
जाएगा।
in my heart.
मोबाइल
As death drew near.
स्टोरेज बताओ कितना है इसका? थोड़ा स्टोरेज ज्यादा है, बट मोस्टली फोन्स में तो चले जाएंगे।
The moment the moon shattered, my body began to split apart piece by
इंटरेस्टिंग लग तो
piece.
रहा है, बट लेकिन इस पार्ट तक आने में तुम्हें बहुत टाइम लग जाएगा क्योंकि क्वेस्ट बहुत लंबा है एंड काफी अच्छे अच्छे क्वेस्ट है इस गेम में। आई मीन
I saw
स्टोरी।
it scattered as the cold crept in, but I could not bear to fade away like that. Tell me, what was it that brought you to us all that time ago? Paimon coming in! Paimon coming in! You look so puzzled. That's how I felt too when I first saw you. But trust me when I say that everything happens for a reason. Farewell, Hypo.
ओके, पूरा नाम नहीं बताया यहाँ पे। कोलम्बिना का हो सकता है कि ये प्लेबल नेम हो कोलम्बिना का। Who knows?
What was that all about? Was that the goddess of the... It sounded like she was speaking to a long-lost friend. But...
Perhaps she took me for the goddess of the frost moon. For a fading soul like hers, our auras must be too similar to tell apart.
But anyway, we
80
got
GB
the
के
iridescent
आसपास
moon's
है
marrow
अवेलेबल।
now.
80 GB में तो हो
That should
जाएगा
help you
आराम
regain your
से। आई थिंक
strength,
फोन
right?
में अभी साइज, गाइस फोन में कितना साइज है कोई बता पाएगा गेम का? 40 GB है फोन में। व्हाट द हेल?
Alright,
अच्छा हाँ,
Time to leave
40
this
GB
place and
से
meet
भी
back
आई
up
थिंक
with
तुम्हारा
Archon.
थोड़ा ज्यादा हो सकता है
Let's go.
क्योंकि अगर नया इंस्टॉल करोगे तो तुम्हारे सारे क्वेस्ट पेंडिंग होंगे। इस गेम में तुम क्वेस्ट कंप्लीट करने के बाद उसका डेटा डिलीट कर सकते हो, तो 40 GB से भी आई थिंक ज्यादा होगा न्यू अकाउंट में। बट पेंडिंग क्वेस्ट डिलीट कर दो। 40 GB नहीं होगा, 30 GB होगा आई थिंक।
this place
डिलीट
looks different than when
क्वेस्ट
we came
रिसोर्सेज
in.
डिलीट करने के बाद।
Waning moon, oh lifeless damsel.
Oh. Hurry! The place is collapsing!
It wants to trap us here.
Who's it? The abyss?
Now we've taken the moon marrow. All that's left here is a dark will. It will show us no mercy.
ये क्या स्की कर रही है यहाँ पे हवा में?
Give it back! The crimson moons! My marrow! My heart!
हाँ भाई, 2-4 फिनिश कर दे, पूरा रास्ता क्लियर हो गया ना। बिल्कुल। हाँ, ये हुआ ना बात, ये हुई ना बात।
Finally! Huh? Oh no! The exit's blocked!
इतो को बुला ले।
They're back! Now what do we do?
This is where you fall. Witness my rise.
Hey, it's...
What are you waiting for?
Earlier this savior, यस। बट डाउट लग रहा है फोन हैंडल कर पाएगा। 27 GB स्टार्टिंग, 32 GB तो अभी पहले था। फोन लो ग्राफिक्स पे तो आराम से हैंडल कर लेगा। मेरा Realme 3 Pro में चल जाता था लो ग्राफिक्स के साथ। कुछ न्यू वॉइस डालना चाहिए। हाँ, एक्चुअली ये वाले सीन में कुछ न्यू वॉइस डालना चाहिए था इंस्टेड ऑफ एलिमेंटल स्किल एंड बर्स्ट। थोड़ा न्यू वॉइस लाइंस डाल सकते थे।
Oh, wait, is that you, Arlecchino? Wait, your hands! They're...
Oh, this? Don't worry. It's a small price to pay. The Abyss wanted to trap you inside, and I defied its will by bringing you out. No wonder it's a little angry. No. I have paid the price, albeit a small one, and it cannot be undone. My hands have already fused with the Abyss. Purification would simply destroy whatever's left of them.
Oh, we're so sorry, Arlecchino.
As much as I'd like to call it a favor, the truth is I was simply holding up my end of the deal.
Yes, you did your part. And as promised, I will leave the iridescent moon's marrow in your care. From this day forth.
I'll take that as a blessing. Now, Columbina, give me...
ये सीन तक पहुंचने में कितना टाइम लगा? 1 साल? नहीं, 1 साल नहीं, 2 महीना भी नहीं। एक्चुअली तुम ये क्विक स्टार्ट भी कर सकते हो। क्वेस्ट तुम्हें 2 क्वेस्ट करना है, मॉन्स्टर्ड एंड ल्यूए का। मॉन्स्टर्ड एंड ल्यूए का करने में अगर तुम स्लोली करोगे तो 3-4 दिन आई थिंक हो जाएगा, 3-4 दिन में। बट अगर एकदम अंधा करते हो मेन क्वेस्ट देन अच्छा 3-4 दिन नहीं, थोड़ा सा लॉक्ड भी है। आई थिंक 1 हफ्ते के अंदर हो जाएगा क्लियर। उसके बाद तुम ये वाला क्वेस्ट क्विक स्टार्ट कर सकते हो। और इसका भी अभी तो ये 3rd एक्ट चल रहा है, इसके पहले 2 एक्ट है। डेली
Feeling
2 आवर देने के
stronger?
बाद, डेली 2 आवर, हाँ 1 हफ्ते के बाद अनलॉक कर पाओगे डायरेक्टली।
Hey, Columbina!
I'm fine. Our powers are a little at odds, that's all.
बट क्या फायदा जब हाँ ये बात है, अगर तुम पूरा लाइन बाय लाइन नहीं करोगे तो फिर थोड़ा सा स्टोरी समझ
By
नहीं
the
पाओगे,
Frost
क्योंकि
Moon's
ये
authority alone,
क्वेस्ट काइंड
wielding
ऑफ
the power of
सबका
the other
मिक्स है
moons was
हर एक
always
एरिया
going
का।
to be a stretch. Still, I
बाकी
think it's
एरियाज
fair
के
to
फिर
say
भी
that your strength
थोड़ा
has returned,
कर सकते हो, मतलब
at
उतना फर्क
least
नहीं
to the
पड़ेगा, बट
level
इस
it was
एरिया का
at as
बहुत फर्क
third
पड़ेगा।
harbinger.
It's still not enough. There's no way I can just... One more ray of moonlight, if you would. It's okay.
How about now?
At the very least, I won't have to stay hidden like before. I want to see him gone from Not Cry. The Rayhir of Solnari and his wild hunt must be sent back where they belong.
Well, it's good to have something to aim for. You certainly seem more alive now than you did when I first met you. You didn't strike me as a ray of moonlight. More like a wisp of fog drifting in from who knows where. But now,
Okay, guys, मैं एक
you're
मिनट में आता
full
हूँ,
of
ठीक है? Give me one
vitality.
moment.
Just like the frost moon, once the brightest of them all. May you keep shining, Columbina. This is who you are.
आ गया वापस. चलो, let's continue.
Thank you. Look after yourself too, Arlecchino. I know you have plans of your own, but whatever you're after, don't let the Abyss take a hold of you. I do not wish to see you go down the same path as Rarier.
I appreciate the concern, Columbina. Although perhaps it's time you took a new name.
Okay.
A new name?
ये हस्ती भी है.
Kutar, the Moon Maiden, Columbina. They're nothing more than code names. They describe who she is and the roles she's played, but they're not her real name. We often use code names in the House of the Hearth, too. But it's knowing your real
Okay,
name
मैं बोला ना,
that
वो
keeps you
real name ही I think
grounded.
उसका playable name होगा.
Up till now, you've been living a wandering life. So all I'll say is this. Once you've defeated All right, that's it from me. I'll get you back safely first, then go meet up with Sandrone.
वो जो Crimson Moon ने जो kind of बोला था कुछ hypo something, वो होगा. I hope it's not hypostasis. I hope.
I appreciate the gesture. It speaks to your good character. Anyway, let's get going. There are more urgent things to do right now than trade compliments.
Then नहीं चलेगा 15% के बाद मतलब. ट्राई तो करो खुद पहले। देखो, एक गेम का साइज तो ज़्यादा 80 GB पे, आई थिंक 80 GB खा लिया तो चल जाना चाहिए। मेरे फ़ोन में कितना 100 GB अराउंड खाली था मेरे में, तो चल जाता था भाई। थोड़ा सा लो सेटिंग्स पे खेलना पड़ेगा, ग्राफिक्स वगैरह थोड़ा लो करके। मेरे मन में दो वर्ड्स आए थे, हाइपोटैटुर और हाइपरबोरिया। हाइपरबोरिया कहाँ पे सुना सुना लग रहा है, आई थिंक नॉट क्राई में वो हो सकता है। इसी में 115 GB का हो गया है। उतना मेरा फ्री स्टोरेज भी नहीं है, सोचो, मतलब SSD में। मेरे मोबाइल हाई ग्राफिक्स में चलता है, S25 अल्ट्रा। S25 अल्ट्रा में तो ऑब्वियसली चलेगा भाई। लोमा का होम प्लेस है प्रॉब्ली हाइपरबोरिया। हाइपरबोरिया नहीं होगा, होम प्लेस है तो वो नाम नहीं होगा। हाइपरबोरियस हो जाएगा, बता।
It was a close call, but we got the iridescent moon's marrow and restored Columbina's strength. And that's
अगर हमें
all that matters.
फ्रॉस्ट
In
मून
other
का
words,
पता चल
mission
जाए रियल
accomplished.
नेम, देन मे बी।
Hana wonders how everyone else is.
ओके, नेक्स्ट ट्रैक कितने घंटे का है गाइस? आई डोंट थिंक आज भी कंप्लीट हो पाएगा। आई थिंक वी नीड वन मोर डे टू कंप्लीट दिस।
All things.
यार ये फालतू के कमीशंस क्यों आ रहे हैं? कोई
Come to an end.
क्या कहता है, अचीवमेंट वाला कमीशन नहीं है क्या नॉट ग्राई में? नॉट अगेन दैट सेम प्लेस। कब चेक करोगे अमेरिकन सर्वर? रेशियो बता दो, मैं बता देता हूँ। 4-5 घंटा लगेगा, उतना तो नहीं कर पाएंगे। 11:45 तक खत्म करना है जो भी होगा। 11:45 मतलब 10:45, 11:45, 2 घंटे का कर लेंगे, 5 आवर्स अप्रोक्स, क्योंकि नेवर का स्टोरी क्वेस्ट भी बीच में घुसाएंगे। तो वही आधा करेंगे, आधा कल।
Ah, the show begins.
सिक्सटी 72। चलो 72 मतलब एक कैरेक्टर एंड एक 5 स्टार वेपन आ जाएगा। आई होप इससे ना लड़ना पड़े भाई।
Oh, do you think the others are making good progress? Hope it's all going smoothly. Oh, hey look! They made Flint's! Lama!
All is well, thank you. Nefer and Yehoda had to stay at the curatorium to wrap things up, so they would be joined.
I ran into Miss Anefa and Miss Aino on the way back. Their work is still in progress, so I
You seem rather cheerful today, Mr. Flint.
I certainly am. I achieved what I set out to do and came away
Attack
with
and
more.
weapon बताओ।
Fighting
I
alone
hope
can get
signature set
quite
पे है।
tedious, but I had the good fortune to run into a pair of brave young warriors.
फाइनली इन दोनों का एंट्री हुआ क्वेस्ट
We meet
में।
again.
Albedo! What are you doing
That would be a natural assumption to make.
These two courageously lent me a hand while I was fighting the Wild Hunt. When they told me they were Sir Varka's colleagues, it all made sense. And given how people of outstanding talent tend to cross paths, it's no wonder you're already acquainted.
So, who's your travel buddy, Albedo?
Why don't you come and introduce yourself?
A gentleman of few words, I see.
इसमें
And a
विशन
rather
क्यों है?
stern
ऐसा विशन की
countenance.
नीड ही नहीं है.
I
और
presume
लॉजिकली
you
तो
were
ऐसा विशन
acquainted
का
with
नीड
him. Is that
होना
not
नहीं
the
चाहिए.
case?
It's nice to meet you. Again, we've technically met before.
Wait a sec! You're Minnie Durin!
That's right. It's me. I'm glad to see you again.
By the way, he says it's okay if you drop the mini.
Yeah, I'm not as mini as I used to be.
Interesting, isn't it? The first step towards blending into human society appears to be reflecting on whether one's name really reflects who they are.
Wow! You look so different! In a good way, of course. It's great to see you looking so healthy.
Thank you, Paimon. And although you're as mini as ever, I understand that diminutives don't always convey endearment. I'll be sure to simply call you Paimon as a sign of my great respect for you.
Wow! You're such a smooth talker now. Paimon could get used to this. From now on, you may refer to her as your esteemed guide, Paimon.
Personally, I think our little Paimon is the perfect size. When people call her Little Paimon, it's just because she's so adorable that they can't help themselves.
You're absolutely right, Miss Lauma. My brother still has a long road ahead of him when it comes to understanding human relationships.
Anyway, speaking of long journeys, didn't Columbina, leave with you? How come
She's been catching up with old friends. Wouldn't be surprised if she stopped for a cup of tea or 10 on the way.
Uh-oh. People are talking about me.
Judging from your expressions, I'm guessing it all went well?
It's getting crowded here. I'll go grab some
एक
chairs.
मिनट guys जरा.
No need. This is a job for an alchemist. I'll whip some up momentarily.
Thank you for your hospitality, ladies and gentlemen, but I was merely escorting my friends back. I'll be meeting Sandrone shortly, as we still have some things to dis-
We really appreciate your help.
Oh, come on. Spare the formalities. I'm just glad I could help out some true friends.
I understand. Well,
Oh, this place is hopping. It's probably a good thing one of us left. Otherwise, we might not fit all these people in.
Are you saying we're about to run out of chairs?
As a matter of fact, I am. Come on in and see for yourself.
Act 4 started. यहाँ पे stopping point है ना? I hope हो क्योंकि else we are in trouble. अटैक थोड़ा बढ़ा सकते हो शैडो भाई एंड स्किल आई होप क्राउन है एंड आई होप सिग्नेचर सेट है लगातार है बहुत लंबा नो स्टॉपिंग पॉइंट ओके मुझे लगा था ये स्टोरी क्वेस्ट के एंड में आएगा डैम क्या बात है अच्छा हुआ सही टाइम पे आया है
I overheard your little chit-chat outside, by the way. With Miss Columbina's colleague gone, we should be back to the original crew plus the other colleagues I brought in. Though, it looks like we have another new face. Someone else managed to rope in a colleague too?
Frankly, You and Paimon are the only people I know here.
This here is Deansliff, colleague of Teyvat's greatest guide, Paimon, and greatest adventurer, the Traveler. Well, not exactly colleagues.
When someone else jumps in to do the announcing, you know you're speaking to someone important.
Let's hear what he has to say.
Note to self. Once Paimon knows your name, the rest of the world will soon follow.
When he comes looking for us, it's usually something important. Paimon's guessing you've heard about the Wild Hunt.
From the looks of it, you're about to hold a meeting. If I were to say that the Wild Hunt is our mutual enemy, would that earn me a seat at the table?
As the saying goes, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Though, I can't promise the same for everyone else. Hey, Albedo, think you can rustle up a couple more chairs?
After all this time apart, Grandmaster Varka's first order is to rustle up a couple more chairs.
Is he being sarcastic?
Hey, he's your brother. Why are you asking us?
I've still got a lot to learn about the nuances of human conversation. Trying to decipher Albedo's way of speaking has been like jumping in at the deep end.
Oh, good point. Paimon gets you now. Don't sweat it. There are people who go there hope.
Eh?
I wonder what's taking Nefer so long.
ये सही में emotional
Perhaps
हो
you
गया.
should go and check in with her. If anyone can hurry her along, it's you.
I just got back from the curatorium. Besides, aren't you curious to see what's taking...
Miss Nefer doesn't strike me as the type to share secrets. And since gathering intel is her specialty, I'm guessing she'd prefer to keep her methods under such
पहले guys around 9 बजे
circumstances.
के आसपास
Would
मैं
it not
थोड़ा
be
सा break लूंगा,
tactless
ठीक है?
Oh,
खाना खाने जाऊंगा
but it's
क्योंकि
fine
वही
for
मेरे
me to
mates है.
impose.
तो मैं खाना खाने जाऊंगा. Around 15 minutes लगेंगे
What
मुझे,
can I
ज़्यादा
say?
नहीं. और
You have an
mates लेके फिर
unrivaled ability
stream
to
continue
garner
करेंगे.
people's affection, Miss Moonchen.
Impressive. She barely fought back at all. I admire your powers.
As I'm sure Miss Lauma will realize soon enough, the trick in life is to always pitch in with other people's responsibilities so that you can be selective with...
Another trick is to simply hide in the background.
Spoken like a true...
Anyway, looks like we've got some time to kill before the meeting. Let's take a little breather, folks. And feel free to chat amongst yourselves. We'll get down to business once the other two arrive.
Honest imagine, no, that's why Ether is emotional. भाई imagine सही में यहाँ पे स्कर्क खड़ी होती है टीम में. ये टीम कितना strong हो जाता. पर actually Reddit के against एक
quiet.
strong team होती है.
What? Have either of you ever had your portrait painted? If not, I'd be glad.
That sounds like a lovely idea. You know how...
I dabble occasionally.
He's an excellent painter. Tables, chairs, people, dragons, you name.
I'm flattered.
If I ever get the chance, I'd like to give it a try myself.
I'll bear that in mind. Anyway, how about you, Durin? What sort of portrait would you...
Oh, I'd be fine with anything. Whatever style feels best to you.
Very well.
You can replicate any...
I can try, if you show me...
Thank you. In that...
ओके ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे फालतू की yapping है.
Is there something...
Yeah! For starters, why'd you just show up here without...
If you think back to our previous interactions, you may recall that that's hardly out of character for me.
You do have a point there. Oh yeah! You'll need to find somewhere to stay the night too, right? Want to tag along with us? You never...
Sure, let's do that.
Great! Paimon will handle it! And in return, we can get Dainsliff to be our very own personal bodyguard.
If that's what you had in mind, you should have said so sooner. I'd be happy.
Oh, okay then. Paimon was only kidding, but good. Anyway, since we're all here together, we might as well watch each other's backs. That's just what friends do, right?
Indeed.
यहाँ पे बस अभी क्या कहते हैं?
Truth be told,
Prince या
I
princess
can't
की
remember
नहीं
the last time I was in a meeting with so many people.
है. स्कर्क को बस बोल दो सर्तलोजी का इक्वल आया है फाइट करने.
You're not alone there, my
नहीं,
friend.
स्कर्क आराम से पेल
The
लेगी क्योंकि वो
Lightkeepers also struggle to bring everyone
सर्तलोजी से
together
अभी
for a
स्ट्रॉन्ग तो नहीं है
serious
बट
discussion.
काइंड ऑफ काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग है. मतलब यहाँ पे जितने भी लोग हैं उन सबसे ज्यादा पावरफुल तो है वो. एंड रेरियर अपने फुल पावर पे नहीं है, तो स्कर्क शायद हरा पाए उसे। बर्गन फ्लेंस का चैट पूरा पढ़ना, मैं तो स्किप करने का सोच रहा था।
I don't doubt that. I've only ever met two Ratniki, one being you, and the other being that young guy.
Itlua's a good apple. I'll give him that. He's kind.
So you're what? A fake Ratnik? Come on, why the...
Sorry. I'm not even gonna bother trying to hide it. You've no... Nah.
Let's just keep this between ourselves. Probably best if Itlua doesn't know.
That goes without saying. Gotta be careful what you share with...
Anyone else in the know? Let me guess. The Traveler and Paimon?
It's dangerous being too sharp for one's own good, you know.
Then, in the name of the Animo Archon Barbados himself, I swear.
When we went for drinks, you said that you and Barbados were practically best buds. In the light of that claim, do you really expect me to take your oath
Of course. Just as long as you don't go spreading around the fact that I'm close with Barbados.
Fair enough, then. Nothing like a bit of mutual leverage to seal the bonds of friendship.
Your traveler definitely doesn't know anything. Electromel for a reason.
Ah, Miss Nefer. You made it after all. But what about Yehoda?
I'm here to give you an update on how things are going on our end.
So much.
Not so loud!
I didn't say anything. Right, Flint's?
Must have been a frog. They get so noisy around here at nighttime. It's like they're putting on a concert in the back.
Anyway, before we begin, there's a few introductions to make. Let me start by saying that it's an honor to be speaking before so many distinguished colleagues. First up, we have Miss Lauma. As Moon Chanter, Nefer is leading the investigation into Rerer's background. Assisted by Yehoda, over here, we have Mr. Flint's, a Ratnik and guardian of the... For those of you who've never met, this is Mr. Albedo, a renowned alchemist and captain of the Knights of Favonius investigation team. By his side is a new... Next up, we have the Moon Maiden and former Fatui Harbinger. Then we have the Traveler, who's earned more titles than I could possibly hope to list out, so I'll spare you the rundown. And Paimon, the ultimate travel companion and quite...
Wow! That's a lot of people!
Miss Nefer, it looks like you might have another job coming your way. So,
congratulations
on the boom.
You think I haven't got enough on my hands as it is?
That would be me, Miss Nefer. I have a commission for you.
And you?
Who I am doesn't matter right now. What does matter is that I'd like you to gather more intelligence about...
Well, it's not as if we never take on anonymous commissions. But in your case, I'll have to decline. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say your job's probably more hassle than it's worth. Something about you seems like bad news.
It's my eyes, isn't it?
Conrian, I assume. And what's with the mask? Are you trying to hide your identity? In any case, the fact that you're even still alive raises an awful lot of questions for me.
My name is Dainsleif. And yes, I am from Conria. As I'm sure you're aware, the Raker of Solnari's real name is Rerir. He was once...
Really? Then you must have been quite an influential figure yourself.
You flatter me, but none of that matters anymore. My point was simply to clarify why I have asked Miss Nefer to...
So you're both from Conria, and it sounds like you used to be friends? What am I missing here? Surely you already know how he became one of the Five...
I'll tell you everything I know. The history of Conria, the names and identities of the Five Sinners. I remember it all like
Guys,
it was
this
yesterday.
looks like a perfect time to pause the story. मैं खाना खा के आता हूँ क्योंकि इसके बाद बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग लोड ड्रॉप होंगे एंड मैं स्टॉप नहीं कर पाऊंगा. मतलब ये स्क्रीन में ऐसे ही छोड़ के जा रहा हूँ. ठीक है, मुझे 10 से 15 मिनट लगेंगे. मैं खाना खा के एकदम झटपट आ जाता हूँ क्योंकि मुझे मेड्स भी लेने मेरे. तो थोड़ा बैठ जाओ, तुम लोग भी खाना वाना खा लो या फिर पॉपकॉर्न वॉपकॉर्न का जुगाड़ कर लो. मैं आता हूँ, ठीक है. बोला था ना 10 से 15 मिनट लगेंगे, 14 मिनट लगे।
I have never spoken openly of this before, but the truth was exactly as people say. The 5 sinners were each driven by their own desires, and the visionary, Vedafenir, who wished to foretell the future, the wise, Haroptatir, who sought limitless knowledge.
Roptatir, I think, अच्छा, रॉपटेटियर आई थिंक वो था ना जिससे हम लोग सुमेर वाले क्वेस्ट में मिले थे, वो स्टोन जिसके सामने सारे हिलीचल्स बाव कर रहे थे, वही है ना? वेडफॉल्डर तो इसका भाई है।
Gold, Rhine-daughter,
Rhine-daughter को तो अच्छी
who
तरह
desired
जानते
to
हैं हम
create
लोग।
life.
सर्तलोजी
The
को भी जानते
foul,
हैं।
Sertologi, who pursued supreme strength. And last, but not least, Raker of Solnari, Rerir, Ravager of the
सिनर
Moon.
जो सुमेर के क्वेस्ट में था, Ravager of the Moon.
Of the 5, Rerir is the only one who remains a mystery to me. He never harbored grand ambitions. So what changed in the space of a single night? How did he come to fall like the others?
In other words, you're saying that his change came as a shock to you, and you have no idea what actually happened?
That's right.
You mentioned how the Abyss tempted them, which led to their fall. But what did that look like in practice? And what other context can you give me about the events of that time? The more detail you can give me, the better.
Strangely, now that it comes to it, I hardly know where to begin. The fateful night took place during the era of the Eclipse dynasty. One day, my elder brother, the visionary, Vedafenir, was summoned to the palace by the Vinster King, only for the king to gouge out his eyes and cast him into the dungeons. When I came to hear of this, my fury knew no bounds. I gathered together every ally I thought I had, and together, we set a night to storm the palace and free Ved. Centuries on, the memories of that night still haunt me, like a never-ending nightmare. We broke through the palace gates, just like we had planned, each striking towards our separate targets. But then, I was betrayed. Even Vedafenir, the very person I had come to rescue, abandoned me and partook of the Abyss's power.
So, it's personal after all. Then tell me, Mr. Dainsleif, what price are you willing to pay? You, of all people, must know that nothing comes for free.
I cannot say what price would be worthy of such a commission. But know
डेन के
this,
भाई से अब तक हम लोग मिले नहीं हैं।
Rerir was not always a madman. Believe it or not, there was a time when he was just an ordinary man. Uncovering the truth of Rerir's past is the only way to unravel this mystery. But before you decide if you will accept my commission, I will tell you more about him.
Sounds pretty good to me. Feels like we just flagged down a random passerby, only to discover he's actually a master strategist who has a score to settle with our...
Can I borrow your halo? It could be useful in the lighthouse.
Hey, enough with the wisecracks! Besides, isn't that lamp of yours bright enough already?
Relax. It was meant to be a compliment. If that was a little over the top for your liking, I'll make sure to tone it down next time.
I'll give your proposal some serious thought, Mr. Dainsleif.
Before that, there's a few things I'd like to share.
ये बोला guys.
Now that we've united the hearts of the 3 moons, your power should be greatly enhanced. But it seems like that hasn't happened yet?
I believe it will take a little longer. You've done so much for me, so I want to be completely honest with you all. Even from the moment I was born, my power has been slowly ebbing away. So far, I have yet to find a solution. It may turn out to be a problem that will plague me until the day I finally leave this place behind. Even so, I will do everything in my power to help you drive out the Rahier of Solnari. As Arlecchino put it, this is not about chasing the spoils of victory. It's just...
Kutar.
Defeating the Rahier of Solnari will be no easy task. While my strength slowly recovers, we'll also need to gather more intel.
Naturally. We should take all the help we can get if we hope to defeat him.
We've considered several viable plans now, but our choice hinges on the answers to a few key questions. Is it even possible to kill Rahier? What experiences shaped the person or monster he became? And what's he really at? Given Albedo's expertise in alchemy, I think we should leave him to try and answer the first of these questions.
Understood.
As for the other two, I'm afraid we'll have to count on you again, Miss Nefer. Believe me when I say it's not my wish to burden you. But right now, relying on your...
So you're placing all your hopes on me, huh?
We can't thank you enough for agreeing to help us. Honestly, I can hardly believe...
You sure have a talent for changing your tune, Miss Moonchanter. Timid like Yehoda one moment, then Flintz's insincere flattery the next.
Ladies, please. I must object to your portrayal of me. That's all. Feel free to keep bickering.
I almost don't want to leave this room. I'm curious to see how this plays out.
I have faith in you, Miss Nefer. Something tells me you'll stand by us until the very end.
Oh? And what makes you so sure of that? What if I suddenly decide that my compensation is insufficient?
This isn't about the money. I can sense that you've got a deep-seated distaste for Rahier. And knowing you, that alone is motive enough.
Look at them getting along so well. Like two peas in a pod.
And I'm the one they accuse of insincere flattery. There is no justice.
Miss Lauma, you have to understand something. Unlike you, I don't actually enjoy having everyone's hopes on my shoulders.
Is that right? Well, maybe the fact that I'm willing to put my hopes in other people says more about me than you. But the fact is, I also trust you. And that's because I know that you're someone we can count on.
Anyway, we've got our plan, so let's get moving. Mr. Dainsleif, let's talk. And Traveler, once we're finished, if you've nothing else planned, I'd like you to come with me.
Okay, इसका
This whole
कुछ important है
experience
कि
is
skip
teaching
मार
me a
दो.
lot. For instance,
What are
I
your
now
thoughts
know that
on
when other issues come up in the future,
meh.
I'll have far more luck getting Lauma to
Flint's
convince
tier,
Miss
not
Nefer
too
than
good.
trying to do it myself.
Hate to say it, friend, but that's one of the funniest things I've heard in a while.
Why? You think I've got it wrong?
Quite the opposite. But what makes it so hilarious is how long it's taken you to realize.
मैं अभी वापस देख के आया. ओके. वर्डफॉलनिर है वो स्कैम है. Why is Flint's Nefer not too good for you? They are just not too good. I mean, इनका स्पेसिफिक मैकेनिज्म जाने के बाद तुम्हें समझ आएगा ये लोग अच्छे हैं या नहीं. लाइक और भी जो है बाकी डीपीएस के दिखते हैं, लाइक किनिच, मोलानी, फिर और भी लाइक चास्का वगैरह एंड ऑल. चास्का तो भाई चास्का के वहां पे तो उसने गंदा गेट कीप कर रखा था पपीला ने. वैसा ही सीन होगा. फ्यूचर बता सकता है वो, हाँ वो तो है।
Thank you for waiting.
It's okay. We actually used the time to help Dainsleif get a room at the hotel.
That's very considerate of you. Now, I trust you share my curiosity about Rarir's past, and you seem fairly familiar with Mr. Dainsleif already. We spoke at some length after the meeting. He was the one who suggested I should invite you to join this operation. He feels confident that these secrets will be...
Dane has a lot of faith in us, that's for sure.
Likewise. I appreciate that you got right on board without interrogating me about why I invited you. It shows that you trust me to explain everything in due course.
हाँ, kind of वैसे level बोल सकते हो।
That's because we know what you're capable of.
That's one way to put it. Another is this, that once a decision
Maybe
has
actually
been made,
Verissa से
it's
भी
set in
weak बोल
stone.
सकते हो।
After
I mean
that,
Flint's
my only
तो
goal is
definitely
to see
Nefer
it
का मैं
through.
100% नहीं बता सकता, but हाँ Verissa से भी kind of weak।
All right. So
इनका भी
here's how
meta
it is.
चलेगा because of the notify
I'm going to
mechanics, enemy
access
mechanics,
Rarir's
but वो
thoughts
जाते
again
ही
using my confidential
खत्म।
method. Now, I'm sure you've seen things like this before on your travels, so you're surely well aware of how dangerous it can be. The reason I've gathered you all here is to ensure my safety during the proceedings. I plan for us to enter the fragment of his consciousness together, and once inside, I will focus on... Think of this as a diving expedition into someone's brain. If I'm the diver, you are my safety equipment, tasked with keeping me alive while I'm under the surface. Once the ceremony begins, we will all be spying on privileged information. But in the interests of safety, you must remain absolutely silent at all times. We will discuss our observations after. Lastly, any individuals of a weaker constitution are advised not to partake in the ceremony. In any case, Paimon has her own job to do, which requires staying in the room, but not
अगर
joining
पाइमन
the
को यहाँ पे allow
ceremony.
कर दिया तब उसे पता चलेगा कि पाइमन है कौन। हाँ बट फ्लिंस अगर कोलम्बिया ने उतना तगड़ा डैमेज बफ दिया तो देन सही होगा, वरना फ्लिंस इज गोइंग टू बी टू मिड।
Good luck, everyone. Sounds like all Paimon can do is cross her fingers.
There's a little more to it than that. I was being serious when I said you have a job to do. While the rest of us are inside Rarir's mind, it's imperative that we have a team member on the out. In the event that something goes wrong, you will be our first responder. I don't anticipate any issues, but the extra level of safety will be greatly...
I second that. This is a dangerous operation here, and you're our whole rescue team. That's pretty much the most important job in the crew.
So, Paimon's like the lifeguard?
Good. Please, take a seat. We'll get started momentarily.
Okay, इसका story quest तो थोड़ा important तो है, अगर ये इसका story quest है।
Did Mr. Dainsleif tell you anything?
He told me that he believes Rarir kept some big secrets in his life. He's not sure that they were the cause of his eventual downfall, but he's asked me to uncover what those secrets were all this.
But surely you're not planning to go through with this, no matter...
If you think that, you'd be overestimating me. I'm a businesswoman, but I do have my own professional reasons for taking this job. You think I'd turn down the opportunity to get a first-hand glimpse into Conrian history?
Well, as long as you don't let morbid curiosity get in the way of safety concerns, we're good. We'll do whatever we can to help you.
You're such a killjoy.
अभी स्टोरी को स्टार्ट नहीं होगा, अभी टाइम है। ओके
All right, I'm good to go.
All set over here too.
Promise, Paimon, you'll be extra careful.
All right. Let your whole body close your eyes.
भाई मुझे फ्लिंस नेफर दोनों ही काइंड ऑफ मिड लगे, इसलिए तो मैं स्किप कर रहा हूँ। मुझे चाहिए नहीं भाई इन दोनों में से कोई। I'm better off saving.
Phew.
एक सेकंड जरा।
Could this be his office? Pretty standard setup. According to Dainsliff, Rarier used to be an intelligence operative. Chances are there's plenty of top secret intel stashed away in... Is this where you keep your secrets, Rarier? Can't say I'm not looking...
It all adds up.
Today's files are in. Time to wade through them, just like usual.
Then सिनेमा के साथ यूज करके नहीं ना नहीं अच्छा टैप करना है मैं
51
बटन्स दबा रहा हूँ कुछ नहीं हो रहा है
Occupation cook. Confirmed Crimson Moon descendant. Has maintained frequent contact with other descendants over the past year. Poses a threat to the dynasty. Neutralized. This one should be archived under purged target. Female, 23. Occupation, office clerk. Confirmed Crimson Moon descendant. Has neutralized. Another one for purged targets. Sounds like she was that other man's daughter. Never mind. What's it got to do with me? Male, 40. Occupation, teacher. Neutralized.
Oh.
Just another nobody for the Ark. Come to think of it, I remember surveilling this man. A case like his never would have been considered a priority in the past. Huh. He barely... Female. 16.
No way.
Occupation,
no,
none. Orphan and neutralized on...
No freaking way.
Filed.
No freaking way. ये quest कुछ ज़्यादा ही dark हो गया.
Female, 13. Occupation, none. Orphan and confirmed Crimson Moon descendant. Neutralized and... Filed. Male, 11. Neutralized. Male, 6.
It's funny, isn't it? Your job is becoming both harder and easier at the same time, depending on how you look at it. Sooner or later, the Crimson Moon descendants will be completely wiped out. But as their numbers dwindle, they become harder and harder to track down.
That's not how it is.
Fortunately, however, most of the able-bodied adults have already been taken care of. The remaining weaklings will be increasingly easy to deal with.
No! No. My job is to ensure the survival of the Eclipse Dynasty. And the only way to do that is by eliminating any and all potential threats. It's a perfectly legitimate line. Every single one of my colleagues can attest to my fairness. And if my friends were aware of the facts, I know they'd back me up too. Assuming, of course, that they were aware of all the facts.
Maybe ये भी एक reason था जिसके वजह से खानरिया को destroy करा गया है. Not just because कि वो लोग टेक्नोलॉजी में एडवांस हो गए. This is just रास्ता कहाँ से है? कैसे जा सकता हूँ मैं? नहीं.
He looks even gloomier than last.
The night of the beginning is upon us. यही से गेट खुलेगा.
A box must be for. Wonder what. Aha.
Please, hear me. I saw someone dressed in all black. It was a couple.
There's a note in the margin. Could the voice in the. A file tucked inside a full. It's. But at this stage, I have.
Oh. राइट नहीं लेफ्ट था भाई.
Mr. Vedifalnir, it's been quite some time since
वैसे
we
मैं
last
एलिमेंटल
met.
साइट यूज कर सकता था.
Revir, I trust you're here because you have something important to discuss.
भाई इसका आवाज एकदम डेन जैसा ही लग रहा है.
Forgive me. I wasn't tuning out. It's just, I noticed you didn't even phrase that as a question. Tell me, does someone in your position ever feel the need to ask questions?
It is indeed within my power to foresee certain things. Things like your...
I was just thinking. It won't be long before I'll be inviting both you and Dane to my wedding.
Dane is Nanami?
That isn't a lie, but nor is it a fact as such.
No fooling a prophet, is there?
Ever since that day we met for drinks, I knew it was only a matter of time before you came looking for me.
Does it feel good? Knowing how the future will unfold.
I'm afraid the notions of good and bad fail to capture the complexity of what such a power entails. You fear my silence, and long to hear the words I left unspoken that day.
That's right.
You must have noticed my reluctance to broach the subject. And the reason is simple. Because the truth could never have lived up to your hopes. For both our sakes, such words are better left unsaid. The burden of prophecy was never meant for your shoulders.
So who exactly do you deem worthy to hear your prophecies?
Or rather, our king as he once was.
You're closer to his majesty than I am. You must know better than anyone how much he's changed.
You say that as though it is to my benefit. Yet precisely because of that, I dare not speak rashly. A king can turn out to be the most virtuous of rulers, or a tyrant more terrible than the most vicious of dragons.
You are so wise and far-sighted, yet still you would have me live in fear of the unknown?
You make a fair point. Especially given my silence alone was all it took to send you spiraling. Very well then. Let me offer you some advice. And I say this not as a prophet or a visionary, but for many reasons, there is very little chance of your marriage ending in happiness. If happiness is what you seek...
Hold on. There's that same black fog again. Could this memory belong to Thelindis? Guess I'd better tread carefully.
Wait. Hear me out.
This time we finally got a clear look at his face. And look, his name is Ray.
What?
A cruel irony, isn't it?
Why?
Simple. I want you to kill him. You are the only—
No! Absolutely not! I would never dream of doing such a
So you'll just stand by and watch him slaughter us to the last. Do not forget that the blood of the Crimson Moon flows in your veins too.
Bro.
The blood of the Crimson Moon? What does that matter now? The dynasty has long been dead and gone. You think that alone is reason enough for me to throw away everything I have?
Why wouldn't it be? You too were once a child of the Crimson Moon, just like me. Don't tell me you've never felt so much as a flicker of fury for the way we were trampled into the dust.
As long as you promise to abandon this pipe dream of restoring your dynasty, I can try to persuade him. Or have him persuade the Vinster.
Persuade the Vinster King? Do you even know why he's so obsessed with hunting us down? Why he keeps trying to force us to hand over our secrets? Over the Vinster King. A blind fool. His eyes clouded by powers from beyond this world. A petty little man with a miser's heart. And he dares to sit upon the throne? Mark my words. Sooner or later, Conria will. If you can't bring yourself to do it, so be it. Just you watch. It won't be long before calamity
The Rehir of Solnari.
Not gonna lie, big kill. भाई प्रॉब्लम ये है ना कि गेंशिन के हर नेशन में जाके लगता है कि ये तो पक्का है वो, ठीक है, बाद में जाके पता चलता है कि इसका ये रीजन था, उसका वो रीजन था। जैसे कि वंडर जब फर्स्ट टाइम आया था थियोरी फिर लगा था सेम लाइक डॉक्टर है भाई।
Keeping from me, Revere. But who am I to talk? Am I really any better? Love should be built on honesty. Is it really so wrong to hide things that would only make life harder? If we don't cover up the parts that no one else should see, how can we go on pretend? Vedifulnir must have known all this. And that's why he made his prophecy. But I won't just sit by and watch this disaster unfold. I'll do everything in my power to protect what I cannot afford to lose. No matter who I have to face.
Okay.
Huh? Was that Revere who just walked past the window? Doesn't it give you the chills that still takes the same road to work every day? As if nothing ever happened.
Those people at the deli.
Enough already. They're clearly pretty taken by their own disguises, so just smile and play along. Pull the rug from under beasts like that, and you'll risk having your throat torn out.
Deli? Oh. They're talking about those people from the opposition. Right. I'd almost forgotten they used to run a deli. People of no consequence always vanish so easily. And no one even remembers them.
But surely you can see he's not the man he pretends to be! So many have died already, and they say that the king's madness grows with each passing day. We're not going to survive this, are we? But why does it have to be this way? Do we really deserve to die just because of the blood that— Felindis, are—
Sorry, Freether. My mind was off wandering. I heard you, though. You're talking about what Revere— He's just following the king's orders. He's a secret agent, and it's his job to hunt down rebels and dissidents.
By the time you first met him, he'd already taken lives. Maybe he was using you from the very beginning.
No. Revere has no idea I have anything to do with the Crimson Moon. My family are only distant relatives of the main lineage, and besides, my eyes are perfect. Truth be told, apart from my teacher, pretty much no one knows I have any connection to any of it. It's been a long time since my family severed.
But as Orlog said, who could possibly talk sense into that raving lunatic of a king? No one.
I'll work something out. Trust me, I'm with you all. But for now, you need to keep yourselves hidden. Don't let anyone... Don't forget that Rerir is an Eclipse operative. You need to be extra careful when he's around. And for now, don't come looking for me. And if anything happens to me, just act...
If even you can't escape this, what hope do the rest of us have? But after all this...
I won't speak in his defense. Nor can I give you a clear answer to that question. But I'll do everything I can to put in... Here, hold on to this. If an opportunity to escape presents itself, take it. You'll be glad you took some spare change.
You call that change?
I've got a job, and there's still money coming in. But you can't go anywhere right now. Please think about yourself for...
Bro, कैसा लगा स्टोरी अभी तक तो मस्त चल रहा है भाई. Now we are actually watching the reasons why Khanria was destroyed. बहुत strong reasons थे Khanria को खत्म करने का Heavenly Principles के पास.
Another day, another round of assassination training. Training ground is just beyond this hidden passageway.
When you kill a person, doesn't it bother you when you end up covered in their blood?
Why would it? Aren't we all just walking blood bags?
But not everyone is accustomed to hunting down...
It's just a live stream कल है ना?
Prey. You've been a hunter for so long now. You seem to have forgotten.
Make sure you have a firm grip on the handle. Then choose your angle well. Keep your movements light and brisk. Pray won't sense a thing.
I know that. How does no one ever died a quiet death at your hands?
I work clean. No traces.
That doesn't make it open and above board, though. The king just happens to meet you right now. What if somebody doesn't?
That won't happen.
You say, ever since you fell out with Sally's that hour, maybe I should take out a handful of it. But now...
The ones I've dealt with have always been guilty. And I've carried out my work flawlessly.
No more lies. It all adds up.
You know why Horrendous didn't accept your proposal, don't you? Was it because he didn't trust you? Or something else?
No!
अरे बस करो एक्सपीरियंस भाई.
Do you still remember Orlog?
आने वाले कितने कांडी थे. True भाई, true.
Orlog.
The boy who was pretending to sell flowers. You spoke for quite a while.
Yes, we did. What about...
He was arrested 2 days ago. Chances... I just don't get it! After everything he's done, why do you still stand? Or does it mean nothing to you that people keep dying?
No, that's not...
I need to go now, Thelindis. They're looking for us. If you ever need a place to hide.
No.
Author Thelindis.
Heavenly Principal had more than one reason to destroy Khanria.
Over the course of this week, the research object was subjected to interference for a total of 47 hours for experimental purposes. All subjects of observation that were sent inside have now... The situation within is proving more problematic. No progress whatsoever. What now? Won't you give me even a glimmer of... Things are getting worse by the day. I have to find... But I... If all this research comes to nothing, what then? Sooner or later, it'll be my neck on the line. But could he really bring himself to kill me? No. Surely he wouldn't have the heart.
Why won't you just let us go? We don't even know each other. All we want is to live ordinary, peaceful lives.
You want to live?
Yes. I just want to go on living. Is that really such an unforgivable crime?
You want to go on living. I want to keep living too. To keep living forever. That's why I have no choice but to continue on the path I'm on. If only some savior would suddenly swoop down and change the way the world is. Too bad that's not going to happen. Imagine that. If there really were such a person, you and I wouldn't be standing here like this. Would we? Today's files are in. Time to wade through them just like usual. No, I don't get tired of it. It's my job. And not only am I lucky to have it, I'm good at it too. Thalindis? No. Why? But you bear no mark of the Crimson. How could you possibly have anything to do with them? A diluted bloodline. Carefully concealed. I see it now. You've been living in the shadows just like me. What a fool I've been. Numbing myself with talk of justice. Even imagining. But in the end, Irminsul. Finster King! How far are you going to take this? From the direct bloodline to secondary offshoots? Today it's the descendants of the Crimson Moon. Who will it be tomorrow? Will you not rest until everyone down here is dead? No. This cannot go on. This is where it ends.
Let's go. Just.
You're really letting me go?
I am. As long as you can guarantee that no one will find you.
Don't worry, I'll be extra careful. No one will know I was here. But... if you let me go, you won't be able to complete your mission, will you?
Good point. In that case, maybe you should stay.
No, please! I just want to see the outside world again. To...
on living?
Yes. I know you're a man of your word.
If I let you leave, what will become of me?
आ गया.
Just kidding. Go, but remember, don't let anyone know you were caught. We'll be seeing each other again very soon if you do.
ये कैसा कैरेक्टर डिजाइन है? बॉडी इतना मस्कुलर और पैर एकदम.
You've been whispering in my ear for days now, Vedifilnir. What are you trying to do? Break me down?
I only say this because you long for an answer to your problems. Let her go, Rerir, or you risk losing everything.
I will not abandon Thelindis.
Then you'll need a little more vigilance, Todd. The world is changing, Rerir. Keep your eyes peeled for your moment of opportunity.
That voice used to be so unclear, but now I know exactly whose it is. It's Vedifilnir. He won't tell me how to actually resolve any of this, but he keeps trying to manipulate me like a puppet. Tell me then, what will this moment of opportunity... And... no answer. He's like a ghost. Always disturbing me when I'm on edge, but never answering when I need him most.
So, the Eclipse Dynasty was purging... well, massacring the descendants of the Crimson Moon. And it seems like it was all connected to the Vinster Kings. The King's obsession with abyssal power left the future of Conria hanging in the balance. No wonder every aspect of Rerir's life was so unstable. And it looks like this Thelindis, Rerir's would-be fiancé, herself belonged to a sub-branch of the Crimson Moon Dynasty's descendant. It almost defies belief that a couple like them could hide the truth from each other for so long. If the Vinster King hadn't intervened in such a drastic way, they might have gone on deceiving each other for the rest of their lives. And why does Vedifilnir, Dainslif's older brother, keep talking in Rerir's head? The human mind is like a vast desert of shifting sands. When you follow the flow of someone's memory, time for something a bit more creative. We've been inside Rerir's mind this whole time. There's already enough clues on the board to start reading between the lines and mapping out the rest. Now, we can finally begin to put the pieces together. Sure, it'll only be a reconstruction, part simulation, part reasoning, but it's usually pretty accurate. Once we've built up a cognitive profile, we just need to cross-check the logic behind his actions. And then we'll be able to sneak peek at whatever it is that Rerir has
No, it starts, do not skip, okay? Alright. We don't skip here. अभी resource में मिलेगा इसको होगा. Okay. We will focus. Okay, ये तो kind of similar to not grey mechanism. Right.
Rerir, are you there?
Okay, ये stones part play कर रहे हैं, role play कर रहे हैं, okay? Oh, nice.
Hey, Rerir! Come out, it's urgent!
Dane? What's wrong?
Quick, come with me. I'll explain everything once we've met up with the others.
Okay, I'll come. But the Lindis is still over at the Universitas. I'll need to leave her a note.
All right then, but make it quick.
Okay, ये उसी के बारे में बात कर रहा था जहाँ पे I think
it must be big trouble.
Bird flown यार इसके भाई का नाम बोलना भी कितना टफ है वेड बोलते हैं वेड को कैप्चर करा था किंग ने विंस्टर किंग ने अबे यार ये टट्टी सा मैकेनिज्म क्यों है भाई ये पार्ट का गेम प्ले हिट द बटन से वही तो
Well, this is a nice change, meeting you all at this hour.
Gold.
When men and women of ambition can speak face to face in broad daylight. I say that's a big step forward for our dear Conria.
Don't be ridiculous. We do not fear the day.
Sartaloji.
Why would we seek refuge in the night?
You might ask your blade that same question. I'm told it prefers the cover of darkness. The word on the street is that Sertologi only strike has an unfair advantage. But that is patently false. I see you're missing an arm and a leg. Surely only a fair fight could explain that.
If this is your way of offering me replacement limbs, believe me, I'll take them.
Oh, we can certainly discuss that. With bioalchemy, anything is possible. Assuming I have your full support in my research.
Lunatic. Roptatir. What brings you here?
Why, Dainslif, of course. He invited me. Please, cast aside your apprehensions, Miss Rhindaughter. Whatever the rumors may say, I am but a humble servant of the king, and I can assure you he affords me no greater convenience than he does you.
Well, the Universitas Magistrorum won't stop fawning over you. So at least some of the rumors must be true. You're clearly doing well for yourself.
यार यहाँ पे वॉइस थोड़ा ओल्ड नहीं लग रहा है
राइनडॉटर का. It endears you to no one. You're president of the Universitas Magistrorum, the chief royal mage known as the Wise by royal appointment,
में इतना old voice
and by
नहीं लगा
far
था
the most favored among the 4 pillars of. Vice President Veet doesn't even try to hide his envy when he sees.
My success is the product of hard work and good luck. It's as simple as that. Were the king not such an extremist, I hardly think I would have received a senior post at my age. Of course, no job is without its gripes. Serving a king like ours can be a challenging task, as I'm sure you can imagine.
But I think इनका ये जो chess piece ये सारे तो chess piece है इनका कुछ वो तो होगा I hope lore. I mean इनके specific pieces
And as for
के design के
Veet,
पीछे.
in missing out on the presidency, he's
जैसे
dodged
कि
a
वो I think
mountain of
crown है king
stress in life.
ये
It comes with pros
horse को क्या बोलते
and
हैं जो भी है.
cons.
You're all here. I apologize for the short notice, but it was an emergency.
You must be Rarir.
Mr. Sertologi. Yes, I handled your case file during your sentencing. Nothing personal, of course. I'm pleasantly surprised that you remember me.
You're clearly a person of substance if you've been invited here. But Dainslif, you'd better have a very good reason for convening this little gathering.
It's my brother, Vedalfenir. After he spoke at the court this morning, the king was so infuriated by his words that he had him blinded in both eyes and thrown in prison.
Vedalfenir in prison? Strange. I thought the king trusted him and Heroptatir more than anyone else in the world. Does this mean the king's circle of trust just got even smaller?
It has nothing to do with trust. It's about what the king wants, which is as clear as day to anyone paying attention. I simply appease him, because it's in the best interests of the Universitas Magistrorum.
सबका अपना अपना रीजन था, तो बेसिकली यहाँ पे रेरिर का सीनियर बनने का रीजन था कि उसे प्रोटेक्ट करना था उसे। वैसे वो तो रिवील हो चुका है पहले ही। तो सबका अलग अलग रीजन है। रेरिर का बस जो रीजन था सीनियर बनने का, वही रीजन की वजह से उसका रीजन ही खत्म हो गया।
Vedalfenir, perhaps less so. But still, a visionless visionary? It rather inclines me to think that qualifications are not what get you ahead in
Do you honestly think this is an important discussion to be having right now?
Dane, what are you planning to do?
Rescue Vedalfenir.
Correct. It will mean storming the palace by force. Tonight. I need...
That's far too dangerous. And don't forget, Dainsleif, you're captain of the Royal Guard. You swore an oath to the throne.
You've been planning this for a while, haven't you?
I have no desire to commit treason. But whatever critique the king may have of Vedalfenir, disfiguring your most loyal subject for putting the best interests of his court and nation first, this is not the conduct of a wise... My blade will force the king to see the error of his way.
So, Vedalfenir's prophecy enraged the king. I'm sure it wasn't what he wanted to hear, but if he won't take counsel even from the visionary, that is deeply troubling news. The extent of His Majesty's madness is now all too clear. The question is, how does a man like me... You have noble ambitions, Dane. But I'm afraid they don't do much for a guy like me. I'm not interested in saving the world. All I want is a letter of...
A letter of pardon? For whom? The chances of the Vinster King issuing a pardon for anyone connected to the Crimson Moon seem vanishingly
I think वो सोच रहा था, बोला तो नहीं। ब्रैकेट्स थे ना? एक सेकंड। हाँ, ये I don't think ये बोल रहा था, ये सोच रहा था। ब्रैकेट्स से मतलब what? पियरो भी नहीं, हाँ पियरो भी नहीं है, कैप्टन भी नहीं है। I mean, उन्हें at least कहीं पे तो वैसे
black fog over the board must have some connection to Thelindis. But why is it taking this form? Does it have something to do with Rarir's Another mystery I'll need to
Maybe यहाँ पे as a human form तो दिखाया नहीं है तो अबे यार क्या फालतू भाई ये क्या फालतू गिरी है अगर मैं यहाँ से सेव करूँ तो ओह भाई ये फालतूगिरी करना जरूरी था? बस टाइम बढ़ा रहा है क्वेस्ट का और कुछ नहीं। अरे हो गया
Author Thelindis. Over the course of this week, the research object was subjected to interference for a total of 60 hours for experiment. Research dating back to the Crimson Moon Dynasty has established 2 points regarding moon marrow. Firstly, its origins have something to do with a god's power. Secondly, it serves as a portal to an as-yet indeterminate location. Moon marrow can thus be defined as a spatial gateway. However, there are a number of hurdles to overcome before we can answer the question of where it leads to. To start with, opening the gateway requires a specific power source, which the relevant literature indicates. An enormous amount of power is then required to keep the gate open. Currently, the total power output of our instruments remains in the single digit. To make matters worse, I am now the only staff member remaining in the Moon Marrow lab. The Universitas Magistrorum recently decided to move most of its personnel into abyssal energy research, which has stymied all Crimson Moon-related projects. This is not a wise move. I have always maintained that placing all our hopes in a single source of power is risky, especially one as poorly understood as that. I apologize if this comes across as disrespectful. But as a Moon Marrow researcher, I desperately want to see the world beyond the... If we really made it there one day, what would we find? And how would we go about taming the unknown? My imagination is endlessly fueled by...
अरे यार अरे No way, bro. भाई यार ये बहुत फालतू गिरी है पता है बहुत फालतू गिरी है ये
This is for you.
स्ट्रीम अटक
I
स्ट्रीम
heard you're
नहीं
gonna leave
गेम
the
अटक
city
गया
with
था
your parents.
Thelindis, did you hear about...
I've heard nothing. Rerir got back very late last Friday, and he was acting a little unusual, but so... You never saw him, and I don't know what he did. And this conversation never happened.
What if he finds out that you pried into his secrets?
Don't be silly. I don't know what secrets he does or doesn't have. All I know is he's just a normal guy who happens to run some errands for the king.
Are you scared of him?
I don't know. The Rerir I know doesn't match the person you all describe. Logically, I should be scared of him. And yet... But enough about that. You should get going, and be careful with the package I gave you. Keep it secret.
What's in it?
A piece of the moon. All you need to know is that as long as you keep it safe, then in the future, everyone will...
A red moon?
That's right. Our moon. Promise.
I promise, Melinda.
The Crimson Moon bloodline will never die out. Its light, the color of blood, will become like a fire that flows in our veins, no matter how long it takes.
यार हद है भाई. What the hell is wrong with this freaking mechanism, भाई? ये एकदम फालतू गिरी है, मैं मजाक भी नहीं कर रहा हूँ, एकदम फालतू गिरी है.
Hurry, everyone, and stick to the plan.
Sir Dainsleif, what are you? Is this treason? You know what happens to those who betray the throne. Please!
It is the king himself who has betrayed the throne. He has betrayed all of Conria.
If you have any love left for justice in your heart, you should join me.
It's showtime. Dane and his group will handle the troops in the palace. Then Hraptatir and Rhindaughter will disarm the security measures. My job is to enter the prison and rescue... Stay safe. Wish me luck.
Look after my brother. Draw your blade. It is time for
ये लोग फाइट करेंगे. मुझे लगा सोल्जर्स सुनेंगे इसके बाद. रुको जरा एक मिनट गाइस, मैं जरा छोड़ो यार ज़्यादा देर. आई होप ये नेटवर्क थोड़ा सा बीटी तो दे रहा है. कब तक क्वेस्ट करने का प्लान है? वही भाई 12 बजे तक है, उससे ज़्यादा तो नहीं. शायद गलती कर दिया मैंने, गलती कर दिया। अभी ये 2, अच्छा 6 पे गया है। गुड, मुझे लगा ये 2 पे जाएगा और मैंने हक दिया।
This place is filthy. And the smell is abominable. Clearly, the king doesn't allow his prisoners a single shred of dignity. Found you. Hello. Surprised? Oh, wait. I guess surprise isn't an emotion that prophets feel very often.
I certainly felt some surprise in the moment when I was blinded. Surprise at the king's sheer ignorance. Surprise at just how unfairly this world responds to words of earnest remonstrance.
I'm curious. What did you prophesize this time?
It wasn't it was a word of warning. Someone had to say it. The king has forsaken all reason in pursuit of his obsessions. I simply told him that if he continues on this path, Conrail will surely fall.
But he didn't listen. Worse still, he stabbed you in both eyes and locked you away. Dane asked for my help. The court is in complete chaos now, but I'm sure you predicted that.
Everything is transpiring as I foresaw. Yet I am powerless to change it. Fate, I do wonder whether giving...
Forgive my curtness, Vedafulnir, but the king did not suddenly turn on you today. His suspicions have been brewing for a... You can't have wisdom beyond the reach of your fellow man without attracting his fear and suspicion. There are things the king does not want to see. So, he doesn't want you having visions of them either. He blinded you because he thought this would make the vision.
He wasn't entirely wrong. I did indeed lose my power to see the future.
Until what?
Just now. I believe I...
Well, tonight could go a lot of different ways. 5 of us banded together to storm the palace, also we could rescue you. This will go down as the most tumultuous day in Conrian history.
I sense hatred in you. But also hope. A desperate hope that with the tyrant deposed, that will be the end of... But this is not the end. It is the beginning of a new chapter. There are many men of honor and courage in this world, Rerir. But you are not one of them. You're not... Is that a dagger? Interesting. Why not the polearm?
With your abilities, I don't doubt that you were able to recover some of your sight. But I also doubt that you want to make an enemy of me right now.
Of course not. We're on the same side.
We could be. But I need you to be honest with me, Vedafulnir.
You mean your future?
Yes. And I know there are bigger things at stake here. But I can't abandon the one I love to save myself. I just can't do it. But you see a broader picture of the future than I. You see the solutions to the biggest problems of our age. So tell me, what...
In matters of fate, answers are either right or wrong. What will be, and what will not. Maybe you are willing to pay a certain price in the pursuit of happiness. That is the cruelest thing about fate. It is unmoved by your sacrifices.
That can't be true. I know voice that I keep hearing in my head, urging me to see how the world is changing, to seek... You show me disaster, but you won't show me how to avoid it?
My voice? In your head? So, it turns out that we are not so different.
Vedafulnir just broke into the strangest life, as if he'd discovered some monumental secret.
Very well then. My advice to you is as follows. You must persevere. Whatever trials and tribulations you may face, be steadfast in the belief that they are your path to the future. For as long as you live, your story with Thelindis shall not come to an end. That is the only chance you have of fighting back against fate.
1 minute. क्या हुआ मच्छरों ने परेशान?
It is up to you whether you believe my words. Regardless,
we'll hold you to your word.
Thank you for setting me free. In return,
I
will tell you one more thing that you cannot afford to ignore.
Chalo. Now it should be all good.
Just then, a strange wave of energy rippled through the city. We had no idea what it could mean.
If I were you, I would head to the Universitas Magis.
The Universitas?
I'm sure we'll be seeing each other again very soon, Rerir.
Whatever Vedifalnir said, I didn't catch it. I didn't even help him out of the prison. There was no time to lose.
Bro, ये quest interesting तो कुछ ज़्यादा ही है, हद से ज़्यादा interesting. अब मज़ा आएगा. Okay, I think this is the ascension time. This is the time for Khaenri'ah to get their Powerpuff Girls or boys, but not in a good way. Escape. अच्छा ओके ठीक है. पक गया भाई ये मैकेनिज्म देख देख के. डेन के लिए देखो तो भाई उसको उसके उस ट्रस्टेड लोगों ने धोखा दिया. मुझे तो दुख उसके लिए होता है जिसे 90 बीटी पे चीची मिला हो. क्लिप. अरे क्लिप भाई. धोखा तो नहीं रहने दिया, वो तो दिया है. दैट इज ट्रू. इतना वेट, सबर का फल खानरिया होता है. क्रैश ना हो जाए डर लग रहा है. इतना स्लो नहीं होता, बट रिसेंटली थोड़ा सा मेरा इशू हो गया था ना, उसके चक्कर में और स्लो हो गया है. अभी आई होप आगे कोई बैटल ना हो. अगर बैटल हुआ तो खत्म है, फिर गंदा लैग होगा. ऐसा लग रहा है HSR के
my daughter's doing or the Universitas Magistrorum. Out of my way!
Yoo-hoo! A dash of frosting. A burst of flavor.
वन FPS गेम भाई, तुम नहीं समझोगे ये दर्द. ये दर्द तुम लोग नहीं समझोगे
The Universitas.
इस सिचुएशन में मुझे शॉर्ट्स बनाना पड़ता है सोचो
Allegedly, the king installed secret mechanisms in the palace and around the city. But if they were ever going to activate,
मुझे हर रोज स्ट्रीम से पहले आधा घंटा पहले गेम ऑन करना पड़ता है ताकि ये लैग थोड़ा सा स्टेबल हो जाए ग्राफिक्स कम करने का एक ऑप्शन आता है मैं फिर कुछ बोल दूंगा तो ऑप्शन निकल जाएंगे तुम्हारे फिर भाई
Hold on! Don't let them anywhere near you.
जो चीज नहीं पता है उसके रिलेटेड मत बोल
That sounded like an explosion. So the rumor is true? What other means does the king have at his disposal? They must run on power from the Abyss. And given it's a major center of Abyss research, anyone over at the Universitas will be in grave danger.
तो यहाँ से आई थिंक क्रिम्सन मून रेमनेंट लेके गए थे अबिस के टट्टू
Strike a pose! Let my name echo in song! Off to the freezer! Remember, nice clean cuts. The pinnacle of excellence! Ha! Power! Let the world come alive! A little amuse-bouche. A burst of flavor. Surge. Mine to wield. Seek within. Fearless.
रुको मैं जरा पीने का पानी लेके आता हूँ वो खत्म हो गया है चलो आ गया
Emotions are like a raging torrent that surges through the mind. More often than not, if you try to hold them back, you'll be swept away by their unstoppable force. And if you try to ignore them entirely...
Monsters! At the Universitas Magistrorum? Why now? Oh no!
But by the way, ये जो फ्रेम बाय फ्रेम आते हुए देखा तुमने जो डेवलपर्स की मेहनत देखा तुमने यहाँ पे अभी किसी और के स्ट्रीम पे थोड़ी देखा जो तुल भाई
The weapons. Where are the weapons? Of course. All the lab equipment was upgraded after the inspection last week, but the new weapons haven't been allocated yet. I'm done for. Is anyone there? Ah! Stay back.
cutscene है क्या यार? Okay, let's go. At least cutscene there.
Red Rear. So the rumors about your work are true.
What? No! Listen, something happened at the palace tonight. We have to leave.
You don't need to lie to me anymore.
What do you mean?
I know why you're worried, and I will respect the decision you've made. But it's okay, because I found a solution. I know how to end all this.
I know, cutscenes तक lag करने लग गया.
The normal life you so desire.
किस्मत ही
But
खराब
until
है.
then, I'm afraid our wedding will have to wait.
अब क्रैश कर सकता है गेम सही में. भाई ये कटसीन एंड हो बस. ये कट सीन इतना लंबा क्यों हुआ है? एबिस ओवरटेक, एबिस ने मेरे पीसी पे ओवरटेक कर लिया है.
Rare, thank goodness we
step forth and take your share.
You made it.
Not you too.
Hatred or grief, despair. Desire. We all have our own.
इंजन अगर तुम्हें 6 चैम्बर्स का कटसीन दिखा होगा. भाई मत करो भाई.
Rare.
Lindis.
Were you daydreaming? You still remember, Revrier? That question you asked me a couple of weeks ago?
Oh. You mean the proposal?
Yeah. I'm wondering, where do you think would be a good place to discuss it? Maybe in the garden? Or were you thinking a fancy restaurant?
It's your choice.
बट अगर ये क्रिम्सन मून के वो डोमेन में गई, ये मिली तो नहीं. ये गई तो पक्का वो क्रिम्सन मून के डोमेन में ही है, जहाँ से अर्ली का वो मून फ्रैगमेंट लेके आए हम.
I will find you. And then
नहीं पीसी
you can give me
हीट
your
भी नहीं
answer.
हुआ है. पीस लैपटॉप एकदम नॉर्मल है. बट क्या ही बोलूं भाई मैं.
So that's how the Raker of Solnari was born. A monster created by circumstance is a monster all the same. Viewing other people's thoughts for too long can get uncomfortable. Right now, I'm feeling a strong sense of loathing.
चलो आ गया.
In a nutshell, the story of Conria is what happens when the truth falls by the wayside. Everyone tells little white lies, and before long, you have a huge pack of lies that destroy. His past is filled with sorrow, but the tale of any fallen civilization is one of endless tragedy. Cruel as it may be, that was Conria's fate.
एक चीज तो क्लियर हो गया कि थोलिंडिस गई है वो डोमेन में, बट वो डोमेन में दिखी नहीं वो. मतलब उसका कोई फ्रैगमेंट भी नहीं. नेफर का स्टोरी बस कंप्लीट हो पाएगा, उसके आगे मुश्किल है. 15 मिनट्स में नेफर का स्टोरी हो जाएगा. Finally, proper backstory for Sinner. Yes, freaking The reasons कि मतलब हर एक सिनर का पर्सनल रीजन तो होगा. रेरिर का रीजन तो पूरा क्लियर हो गया. विशनरी प्रॉब्ली विशनरी नहीं, आई थिंक विशनरी तो है. डेन का भाई आई थिंक वो भी काइंड ऑफ किंग, वो किंग जैसा ही रीजन है उसका. वो पावर के लालच में पागल हो गया, क्योंकि और कोई रीजन तो दिखा नहीं. रायन डॉटर का आई डोंट नो भाई. रायन डॉटर अब मुझे लग रहा है वो ऐसे ही बन गया, मतलब मजाक मजाक में बन गई वो. आई डोंट थिंक कि उसे कोई फर्क भी पड़ता था वो पावर लेने ना लेने से.
Everyone, I'm back. Can I?
Never! How are you holding up? She's fine.
Yes, you will have seen the events of Rerir's life through my thoughts. It's now clear that he is just a regular nobody, driven by personal tragedy, as he...
I mostly agree. There's only so much we can know about him from his memories alone, but they did give us a clear glimpse into... However, I would not consider Rerir to be a nobody. He was deeply involved in the events of that era. Yet, when...
Sounds to me like you're speaking in riddles again. Is this you urging me not to abandon the people of Nodcry in their hour of need?
That's not what I meant. Although I do hope you choose to remain a part of the plan.
Then try to remember now. As for you, Missy, you were excellent. You stuck to the rules of the ceremony and kept your mouth shut the entire time.
Cool! So, can you fill me in on the deets now? Most of what I saw went right over my head.
Patience. You'll hear the whole story, don't you worry. But let's meet up with the others first. Yehoda?
Yes!
That's more like it.
Forgive my curiosity.
It says I gotta do the
Is that right?
If something is in any case, there's nothing...
न्यू बोला मैं इसको, और एमिली पे मस्त रहेगा ना. एमिली पे बहुत सही रहेगा, इसको पे भी. हाँ.
Oh no.
क्या हो गया? स्किप करो. ड्रीम है, ड्रीम है. एमिली पे थोड़ा देख लेना. सीआरसीटी मेंटेन करने में दिक्कत हो सकता है, लो सीआर है इसीलिए. मतलब दोनों पे ही. पेन इज बैक. यू मीन डेन. नेफर का स्टोरी का यार.
Sorry to disturb
Sumeru?
you, but we seem to have run into some trouble.
Evidently so. Don't worry, I'm not about to leave you to fend for yourselves. I'm not that kind of boss. And it would go against the Curatorium's
I'm sorry. What did you hear me say?
Wait. How long have I been standing here?
Not long. You just appeared by the door a moment ago.
Boss, what's wrong? You look like...
We've been tricked. We never left at all. Somehow I hallucinated that whole scene back inside the...
Hallucinated?
How indeed. This place should heed my will alone. All thoughts and actions that occur in here are just a result of pawns moving across the chessboard in a carefully calculated manner. And nobody has access to this chess set but me.
So you control everything in here?
More or less. But yes, it's a special technique of...
Has anything like this ever happened?
Only once. It was the first time I used the chess set.
Is there any similarity between what happened then and what...
I suppose my thoughts are a little turbulent.
Is there anything...
The first clause of your contract clearly states that I only need your help with things that I'm too lazy to do.
Meaning, you're not feeling lazy, right?
Meaning, this is not something Yehuda can help with. The chess set is a personal treasure that I alone understand. I must be the one to find our way out of here.
Boss, it's fine. Really.
Oh, listen to you. Whatever would I do without you,
What? Really?
Yes, really. Where would I ever find another employee as obedient and servile as you? God forbid anything ever happened.
Well, anyway, I was thinking of fetching some water. There's gotta be a source around here. I suggest everyone finds someplace comfortable to take a rest. We gotta even though all this chess malarkey doesn't exist in a physical sense, mentally speaking, you don't want to dismiss mental fatigue.
Just don't I? Time to rally, everyone. Follow me. As we continue our journey, the same rule. You have my...
नेवर का स्टोरी का इम्पोर्टेंट है कि पूरा स्किप मार दो बताओ. इस एरिया का नाम भी भूल गया
This place looks familiar. That's not a
skip,
good sign.
no important. Skip, okay.
There's
I wasn't expecting visitor.
Oh.
There you are. Sinue's been looking for you.
Oh, yeah? What were you doing just now, Uncle Retinue? Hiding away some more?
What do you mean?
I bet C3R1 है. I mean C3R3. Yeah. बिल्कुल. C6R5 का भी दे देना चाहिए ने टेस्टिंग के लिए.
Hey kid, mind telling me what Sinuhe's been up to recently?
Get in his good books? What?
I've written a new song.
A new song, huh?
Well, there's plenty of time and I'm not going anywhere.
एरिया का नाम क्या था सुमेरु का? मैं एरिया का नाम भी भूल गया.
I'll be sitting there warming up my vocal.
Pile of stones. Got it.
Full skip till 90%. अब मुझे कैसे पता होगा 90% कब होगा?
Hi, Dad. Uncle Red.
Ah, there's my little princess. If you'd gotten back just a little sooner.
Spoils of war. Who were you fighting against?
I was talking about our war against thirst. I went out to fix our water supply problem, and now I'm back.
We have a well again.
That's right. I found a new one and...
If it wasn't for the...
As the chief of our tribe, I'm supposed to be leading us out of hardship and poverty. You know how prosperous our ancestors, but things are looking up.
So you're the...
Special ambassador, they call it. It's nothing bad, okay?
मैं बता दूंगा कब तक skip करना है. Okay.
Do you get it?
Of course.
कितना टाइम लगेगा? But 30 minutes. 30 minutes अगर लगेंगे, that's too much भाई. सोना है मुझे.
It all adds up.
That's our well, and you know it. Did you really think you could take our water without permission and get away with it? You're either brave, stupid, and that's special. You're a liar and a cheat!
I heard you. Corpses strewn across the ground. The wounds are clearly from scimitars and daggers. There's a handwritten...
Halil, this is my... I'm writing to you because I... Praise the God. You told me to... urgent. This is an emergency.
Looks like this letter never got sent. The writer died a grid. What a ridiculous lie the surviving Shimti...
Yo, Murgi-chan, what's up? बहुत टाइम बाद. You see yourself entering the temple. Skip till there, okay? प्रसाद मिलेगा लेकिन. डैन दी और फार्मर. डैन ने कुछ करा ही नहीं है भाई. डैन को कुछ पता नहीं है. डैन ने कुछ करा नहीं है.
I thought this is the finest wine Aru village has to offer.
Aru village, हाँ.
The Academia has agreed to reserve a single space for a candidate from your village. But I remain
Please, have faith! If not in us, then in our god. The child we found shows great promise. I beg you, take her away from this place. Give her a She showed up here a few days ago and we...
So, where...
Nowhere special.
What about the rest of your family?
Just the one. Correct.
So, no brothers?
Any who have slept on a bed of sand, I call my brothers and my sisters.
All right, get over here. Sign your... Never? You're rather fair-skinned.
Yeah, little busy. अब बताओ कैसे हो? बस चल रहा है. ये लास्ट लाइन स्किप नहीं करना था. अब क्या कर सकते हैं?
Nefer, this term's a...
Yes, Professor.
Oh? Please, ask away.
Well, I saw the other students' problem sheets.
A weak student? Goodness, no. Quite the opposite. You have a sharp...
I think what you're saying is, a weak student wouldn't have noticed the discrepancy. And if they did, they certainly wouldn't complain.
You see, sharp...
Because of...
I'm sorry, Nefer. I don't like it any more than you do. It's just... Anyway, you said you had a couple of questions? What's the...
I wanted to check... If someone sent me a letter to the Academia, where do I...
Ah, your family wrote to you. Well, as long as they put your name on the envelope, Someone should hand it right.
Not exactly. It's not even a recent letter. I was just curious where the mail would end up if no one collected.
The House of Dana, I expect. I know there's a box for unclaimed. Whatever you're looking for, that'd be the place.
Okay, got it.
Oh, don't mention.
Hey, you're a great teacher. It's
अब
not.
तक पूरी नहीं भाई, 12
I
बजे तक नहीं कर
haven't.
सकते। 12 बजे तक मुझे सो जाना है, उसके लिए मुझे एटलीस्ट 11:30 तक तो कंप्लीट करना ही होगा। यार ये चीज़ बहुत ख़राब है कि ब्रेक पॉइंट नहीं है, क्वेस्ट डोमेन के अंदर है। दिस इज़ वेरी बैड। मतलब तुम नॉन स्टॉप तुम्हें पूरा क्वेस्ट करना पड़ेगा। दिस इज़ वेरी वेरी बैड भाई।
This must. Let's take a look. Yeah. A dilapidation. This
फिर
one was
वही
who
स्लो
was
एस मैकेनिज्म भाई।
this one. In clinical for it, this seems like some. Wait, the note says, This next one. A few words in recent. However, as well, education as grant. I do hope. And the sender. So this. Whatever. I'm not exact. I can't believe. I don't believe for.
वो नया चीज डाला
Wait.
है टाइम वेस्ट। वही भाई भर भर के टाइम वेस्ट चीज में
Greetings.
डाला है।
I don't. In my the Shimti. This brings me to my. There was the EA. I found a. When we met. That aside, we have.
From the outset, the and you were so. You liar. You lied about everything. And who fell for it? Just me, by the looks of it. Which makes you a pathetic liar. I think I'll take over from here. Let me show you how it's done.
No more lies.
I just came to say,
Nefer?
I'm quitting.
Huh? But this was a hard-won opportunity for you.
It was. But it doesn't matter. Oh, and I didn't want to overfill my bags, so I left some incense on your desk. What's wrong? I thought you liked incense.
Isn't this the stuff you brought from your hometown? You're just letting me have it?
Yeah, I lied. It's not rare at all. There's this bunch of ruins near my hometown that are practically overgrown with this plant. It's not worth much.
But never.
All right.
फर्स्ट हाफ खत्म हुआ है
Don't
इतनी देर
forget me,
में।
okay?
Yeah, I lied again. And as for, I'll be lucky.
यार एक ब्रेक पॉइंट नहीं है क्वेस्ट में। सबसे घटिया चीज यही लगता है मुझे, कोई ब्रेक पॉइंट ना हो तो। एंड वी आर इन द फ्रिकिंग डोमेन। में पुलिस कैपेबल है। वही तो इनविटेड लीव किया तो पूरा रिपीट करना पड़ेगा, वो और इरिटेटिंग।
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Arif.
So, what does the Academia want? Since they've sent their special ambassador, I assume...
Please, sir, lower the ever-shifting...
Huh. So...
This well is...
You're not wrong.
Of course not. Records uncovered by... I checked the map carefully.
50 million? No, wait. If these ruins are as important as you say, 50 million's a little...
Don't get greedy. We know far more than you think. We know that you seized this well by force. Wasn't that the first step in your rise to power? To drive a...
So what if it was?
Don't worry. I hope I am...
And I hope your words are the truth. If I find out the Academia is trying to...
You see how I'm... And what does a barbarian...
All right, I take it. In that case, we have a deal. We will sell you the excavation rights. I'd like to thank you, Ambassador. This is good news indeed.
Gladly. So let's indulge.
Chief, it's an emergency! It's the Unut. They've...
What? Well, don't you...
Yes, Chief.
I have...
Well, what is it?
The Unut's response was alarmingly fast. The day after we reach a deal, they seize the well. This can't be a coincidence. Perhaps there is a traitor in your...
I
am obliged...
No! Please, that well...
Glad to hear...
If there is a...
Wow. All it took was a few...
10 minutes का content
So, in summary,
The E... So let me...
Kill them all.
Precisely at the same...
We have our own...
Right. Natural. Weren't the E... Let me be...
Sane.
Good. You see...
यार ये डोमेन के अंदर है, इस क्वेस्ट के अंदर ब्रेक पॉइंट लेके मैं क्या करूँगा?
Look at yourselves. You may be vile, savage monsters, but your butchered bodies bleed like any others. The monsters who destroyed my home, they're just ordinary, petty. I think maybe I've even done the desert a favor. It's... Oh, Sinuhe, my gullible fool of a father. Perhaps if you'd been as ruthless as I was today, but you...
Nefer, it's okay.
I believe I remember you.
Yeah, but...
Yehoda, is there anything you can do to ease the tension?
Alright. So, anyway, that's... Feels like we've been walking forever. I'm getting pretty tired, huh?
Yes, if we...
It's not far now. There should be a temple just up ahead. Yes.
Really? I guess that's how things go in the desert.
12 तक करने से भाई 12 तक नहीं करना है भाई 12 तक कर लिया फिर मुझे 1 बजे जाके नींद आएगी.
You mentioned
my big...
इसका ये डोमेन्स बाहर निकल के मैं गेम वो कर दूंगा बाकी क्वेस्ट पे कल कर लेंगे.
Sounds impressive.
और अगर आते ही सीधा कोई स्टार्ट हुआ कल सुबह तो मैं कर लूंगा.
Sino's hardly a figure of a...
What about him?
Well, he's not a small... Please. Thanks for your patience, everyone. I'm sure it's been a lot to...
वारगन को स्टार्ट हो गया फिर से. भाई मैं गेम ऑल्ट F4 मार दूंगा. ये डोमेन का पार्ट तो कंप्लीट हो जाएगा ना जैसे इससे निकलूंगा। एक बार के लिए मुझे लगा खानदिया के गेट के सामने आ गए हम लोग। नो स्किप, ओके।
Uh-oh. I'm totally out of my depth here. I don't have the... I want to do the whole name-dropping, this girl knows her stuff thing.
A statue with the head of a bird.
That's Thoth, the Ibis King, one of the 7 pillars of King Deshret. The legends say that he, the Crocodile King, and the Goat King were the 3 retainers of King Let's take a look.
भाई ये हर कट सीन पे
It's just Ashru.
So, all is well?
Typically speaking, at this point, the world disintegrates. Then we find ourselves back in the outside world. Besides, these are my memories. There's nothing to fear.
You're sure?
Of course. It's almost over.
Hold on!
Knowing too much is always a death sentence.
Speak for yourself.
स्टोरी से वो फूल इसलिए लिया था, मतलब वो हेयर पिन या जो भी था।
How repulsive.
Follow me and then और ऊपर से ये कट सीन्स के लैग की वजह से फिर उसके बाद कोई बैटल आ रहा है उसमें भी लैग कर रहा है। तो चलो यही पे एंड कर दो ना, यही से स्टार्ट होगा ना इसके बाद क्वेस्ट, या फिर ब्रेक पॉइंट मिलेगा यहाँ पे कहीं पे भी। अगर ब्रेक पॉइंट मिलेगा तो मैं ब्रेक पॉइंट पे रुकूंगा, अगर 5-10 मिनट में कोई ब्रेक पॉइंट आएगा तो। ब्रेक पॉइंट आएगा मतलब ये चैट से ये इससे ब्रेक पॉइंट हेलो अमर भाई वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम
It's okay. I'm just glad no one was hurt.
Paimon noticed you doing something too,
डायलॉग के बाद
Dainsleif.
आएगा ओके
Of course. When I asked Nefer to conduct this investigation, I was not naive to the dangers involved. I had a duty to ensure your safety.
Good to know your sense of justice is still intact after all these years.
I take that to mean that you saw the truth. That comes as a great relief.
I certainly did. And thanks to your help, I also managed to trap Rerir inside the chess set.
Whoa, really? How'd you manage that?
Well, to be honest, I sensed that something was wrong long before we made it to the temple. By using this fragment to probe into Rerir's past, well, the monster formerly known as Rerir, it seems I alerted him. I was tracking him, then he caught on and started tracking me too. Can't say I'm surprised.
But how did he track you through your thoughts alone? That shouldn't be.
Rerir was a secret agent who reported directly to the Vinster King. He is an expert at finding a trail and hunting down his pursuer.
No wonder.
He infiltrated the chess set, read my thoughts, and built a new virtual chess set inside of it. That's why we weren't able to leave at first.
Speaking of your chess set, it's quite a remarkable item. Would I be right in thinking you have some connection to King Deshret?
You overestimate me. I only have a connection with one of his underlings, the Ibis. You all saw how this came to be. A long time ago, the Eab massacred my tribe, the Shimti, in our home village. The Unut and the Eab fought a bitter battle over the rights to a well, all for the sake of a non-existent The final blow to the Eab came at the victory feast, when an Unut assassin Having gotten my revenge, as I stood there, this chess set is my gift from the... With this chessboard in its container, every god plays...
It is the same with all powerful forces.
If you're alluding to the Abyss, then yes. Gather the others. It's time to share it.
Break point there, please. No, not yet.
Thank you all for being. As promised, I did some The Raker of Soul...
So that's why he's so obsessed with the moon.
A tragic tale, to be sure. No matter how much Rerir suffered in the past, the fact remains that he becomes more dangerous with each passing day. If left unchecked, it is simply a matter of time before all of Teyvat suffers the consequences. This is a threat that the Knights of Favoni...
A question for Miss Columbina. Forgive me if this is presumptuous, but have you ever seen the spatial gateway that appeared in Rerir's memory?
Never. But I have heard stories of something called the Moon Gate, and this seems to fit the description.
Miss Lama, any thought?
In the lore of the Frost Moon Scions, the moon is believed to hold many secrets. Some sources speak of ancient knowledge, others of a gateway to the unknown. The term Moon Gate is one I have heard before. But as is the case with all of our legends, there are no records of any first-hand witnesses. We cannot know.
Then back to Miss Columbina. As a moon goddess yourself, do you have some idea?
Not at this stage, sorry. I do hold the power of the Frost Moon, and my strength is...
But there's more to the power of the Frost Moon than that?
Yes. A moon goddess has the and right now.
I agree. Better to save your strength. But if you'll humor me for a moment, I have a bold conjecture of my own regarding the world beyond the gateway. I highly suspect that neither Tholindis nor Rerir made it through unscathed. With the abyssal power he wields, no ordinary foe can touch him, let alone tear him to shreds. And yet...
So your theory is that Rerir was physically torn to shreds by some powerful force? Hence, why the Wild Hunt is a distributed phenomenon, rather than a unified one?
Makes sense to me. Explains why the Wild Hunt is so pervasive, and why he's been trying to piece himself back together. He was whole to begin with, and he wants to be whole again.
Without the power of the Abyss on his side, he almost certainly would have perished the moment he was torn apart. But the Abyss, much like a curse.
I could not agree more. The power of the Abyss is most surely a curse.
It is a compelling explanation, and one that accords with my present understanding of Abyss creatures. Whether the life form in question is primitive or advanced, if a curse has extended its lifespan unnaturally, it will continue to survive in spite of everything. This raises some interesting questions. I will run some experiments and see if there is any validity to my suspicion. That being said, regardless of whether my research bears fruit, I would like to thank Miss Nefer for conducting such a thorough investigation. Already, it has greatly enriched my understanding of the entity we face.
My pleasure, Mr. Albedo.
Hey! What is it, Dainsleif? You look really upset!
It's just... when I think of the man I once knew as Rerir, I struggle to understand why things
The two of you used to be friends, didn't you? I don't know if these words will bring any comfort, but...
Mine too. We could never know all the hows and whys of the way things are. The moon and stars are full of
Those are the first comforting words I've heard in a long time.
Well, I think this is a good place to end today's meeting. I'm sure Nefer
That's very...
Of course.
Sounds good to me. Take some time to rest and digest before we reconvene to nail down...
Breakpoint. Come on. अबे यार. अरे एक ब्रेक पॉइंट तो दे दे भाई. क्या हो गया तमो ब्यूटी? Just realized that is still fighting against a 10% है. अभी 10% है. अभी थोड़ा बढ़ गया है. 10% पहले आर्गन क्वेस्ट में था. अभी थोड़ा बढ़ गया है. स्लोली पावर अप कर रहा है ना. और वो कुबा की भी एब्जॉर्ब करा था उसने. होटल पे ब्रेक पॉइंट मिलेगा. ओके.
Hey, is this a bad time? No. Anyway, Nefer went back to the curatorium to get some rest. But before she left, she shared some things with me that I thought... Firstly, although she managed to trap the Raker of Solnari inside her chess set, there's no guarantee that the power of the Ibis King is any match for one of the 5 sinners. It's only a matter of time before he finds a way to break out. We have to come up with a plan and take care of him before that happens.
Honestly, my mom figured that might be the case. So...
Well, I asked her that same question. She talked for a long time, but for the most part, it seemed like she was trying to convince me how precious her chess set is. What a long and storied history it had. It felt like some kind of sales pitch, you know?
2 days? Holy moly! Can we even
That remains to be seen. Which brings me to the second issue. Dainsleif is obviously conflicted about this whole thing. But given how little time we have, there's no way we can pull this off without... You have some history with him, right? Do you think maybe you could talk to him for us? Great. All right, on to item 3. So, Albedo, Durin, and I put our heads together and came up with a plan. Can't promise it's gonna work. We figured we'd bounce the idea off you first. We'll explore it further once everyone's recovered.
Oh, Paimon's died.
All right, so... We felt a little uneasy about roping you into this. I mean, firstly, you're not locals, and secondly, none of us are your boss. You're...
Roping us in? Why would you even say that? We know the stakes here.
इसके बाद
It's all
कोई
of us
chat
against the
मत
Raher of
करना.
Solnari, or none of us stand
वरना
a
फंस
chance.
जाओगे स्टोरी के एंड तक. ओके.
I choose my words very intentionally, I'll have you know.
Sir Varka,
I'm all ears.
I think we can be more flexible with how the roles are allocated.
I see your point. Yeah. To be clear, I don't doubt...
I want to do everything within my power.
Well, that tracks with what I've heard. As in, of course, everyone...
Thank you.
I should be the one.
Okay, let's go. Finally. भाई मैं क्या करूं? पीसी कैसे सही करूं मैं अब? अगर मैं जो चीजें किससे सही होगा वो मुझे पता है, बट वो अभी मैं कर नहीं सकता। अगर मैं कर सकता तो अभी मैं ऐसे थोड़ी स्ट्रीम चलाता। मैं क्या करूं? अगर कल अच्छी तरह चला तो चला, नहीं चला तो फिर क्या ही कर सकते हैं भाई। कोई तो सोल्यूशन निकालना पड़ेगा भाई। सोल्यूशन है ही नहीं कुछ। जो सोल्यूशन है वो सोल्यूशन नहीं निकाल सकते। वो सोल्यूशन औकात के बाहर है फिलहाल। फोटो तुम्हें क्या लगता है मैं चूतिया हूँ जो एचडीडी में चला रहा हूँ? एसएसडी में अगर मेरा स्टोरेज पड़ा है, सर पे चूतिया लिखा है मेरे? भाई नैथलन, नैथलन भी नहीं है। जब फाउंटेन आया था तभी आउट ऑफ स्पेस हो गया था। अभी नॉट ग्राई चल रहा है। पहला वाला कटसीन कैसे चल गया था? आई डोंट नो, आई हैव नो आइडिया। वो बस रैंडमली। आई होप कि कल वैसे ही किस्मत अच्छा रहे, वरना वी आर डूम्ड। वैसे वो भी एक सीन है कि हम लोग कई बार डोमेन में फंसे हुए थे बहुत लॉन्ग टाइम तक। एक तो भाई ये ओबीएस बैकग्राउंड में चलता है, वो एक प्रेशर डालता है अलग लैपटॉप पे। लैपटॉप से स्ट्रीम करो ना, सबसे सही मोबाइल गेम्स ही स्ट्रीम करो। लैपटॉप को स्ट्रीमिंग मीडियम बनाओ। एसएसडी रिप्लेस को कितना लगता है? आई एम नॉट श्योर दुकान में कितने चार्ज करेंगे, बट नॉर्मली एसएसडी का तो 8 to 10,000 समझ लो, 1 TB का। भाई चलो मैं आज तो यही पे एंड कर रहा हूँ, एंड मिलते हैं फिर कल। भाई जिरन भाई मैं कल कर दूंगा रिव्यू। चलो आज के लिए यही पे एंड करते हैं गाइस। टाटा बाय बाय। बहुत लेट हो गया, अभी एकदम सोना है मुझे। टाटा।